All right, folks, I believe we're back here. Apologize for that little stream bug. We are back, and we are in-game here. Just catching the beginning of this game. Hopefully you guys can see us here.
Yeah, well, what we're seeing again is kind of a mirror of the 5-point that happened, that early Raptor ward going over onto Joa's Rook Stout's Raptor camp, and this time, instead of electing to stay vertical jungling against each other, Joa's going to instead opt to full clear his bot side with the help of his bot lane, and is going to get, looks like he's a little bit of an invade coming in from the top. Yeah, it looks like
Stout taking the full clear. As you said, he's going to run up. If we can get the camera towards these junglers top side. Udyr, yeah, he's going to be able to find that Raptor. Rook Stout has to find this buff at the end here.
Yeah, I think while...
We lost you there, Box. What'd you say about Mr. Wally? Well, while we wait, all the technical issues coming out with TCL here tonight. Presumably, he was trying to talk about what Wally Warp was looking to do at the start of that. It looked like Wally started at the red buff and then immediately ran towards the enemy jungle. I don't believe he actually cleared anything else. So really interesting pathing here. If we go back topside, Rook Stout looking like he wants to find this early gank on a Pokemon Panda. Runs in through the side. Yeah, Pokemon is looking a little bit gankable. Ultima Music X not able to find the early CC to help on that gank. Oh yeah, well he's going to be going in. The Flash is not able to go over. The Flash does get down here. The red buff is onto him. That's going to be first blood on the Music X on this Ornn. Very, very big play. By the way, the bot lane, Luciv just found a kill. We didn't see it on camera. He did find the kill onto Monkey. Not sure what happened. Big, big play there. We got an early 2-0, and the question is this game going to go just like the last one, where these guys find the early plays? Question is if they can keep it going afterwards right here. Big plays right there from Luciv on the bot lane, and it looks like we're going to be reverting back to just some regular old laning while Team Monkey Brains figures out whether or not they're going to be able to come back from that early 2-0. Now, right here in the mid lane, you're going to see this Victor that is going to be shoving forward onto the Ahri. The Udyr is looking like he wants a gank. Ultimately backs up, as we can see, through this, through the side of the map. Let's look back top lane if we can. I want to see what's going on in top lane land, because this Ornn is pushing past his wave and finding the early trades. Good looks from this guy, and especially after that gank, he doesn't even need to go back because he's the Ornn. Really good looks from Music X here, who after that game one wasn't really able to do much. A couple really, really good plays from the Gnar preventing him from getting around the map. And he's here. Box, are you back with us?
You know what they say when it rains, of course. It's looking a little rough on the technical side over here, but hey,
that's okay.
Got setups over here, but what's important is we're still watching some incredible TCL gameplay.
We sure are. Rook coming here from the top side. This is going to be a 3v3. They don't see Wally Warp. Luciv going and find the early. Monkey goes for the E onto that. Is not able to find it onto Luciv, but now Droid is just going to get burned down. Luciv has to flash out because he does not have the jump. A brilliant counter get there from Wally Warp, who was sitting in that bot rush, waiting for him to show up.
Yeah. Droid once again landing a great hook, but he's in the compromised position against that Udyr counter gank, and he's going to have to be the sacrificial lamb in play.
Yeah, he's back right here. Wojtek getting chunked down a little bit here early in the lane. Definitely not going to have the priority. As a result, these guys are free to take Dragon. They got the successful gank. The mid lane is completely pushed in. You know, that's what they want to be seeing here. They want to be seeing the early objectives. Looks like I'll take Mid might have actually just taken a bad trade. He must have gotten hit by a charm because he was much higher last time we looked.
Exactly. And Rook Stout's here to punish as well.
Looking for it. Yep, it's going to go the cleanse. So the cleanse is going to hit, but ultimately Rook Stout with the devastating charge in the rampage. Gonna walk in, gonna find that damage, and Rook Stout's going to get the kill. Meanwhile, Music X gonna take the ult, the Ornn Horn in. He goes for the damage. Does he have the flash? He doesn't have it. Finds the kill. That was the last tick of damage.
Music's a monster. This man can absolutely not be stopped. He's just out here solo killing every top laner in the league. He's out here looking like Alfari decided to randomly smurf on his account.
Music X has solo killed almost every top laner in TCL at this point. I have not seen someone feel so hot in TCL, and he's showing it. What a brilliant play, finding the solo kill on Music X. I believe we're supposed to go solo kill!
Solo kill. And you have to be thinking, like, why bother putting him on tanks? Or excuse me, why bother putting him on damage when he does enough damage on the tanks to kill literally everyone he lanes against?
Yeah, he ends up, I know he's been kind of memeing the Jace. All of these times he really wants to play it. He wants to be on the carry. That's what he plays in solo queue. Ultimately, he is carrying these games and doing top damage, as you said, from the tanks. Why would you ever not play Ornn?
Yeah, he at some point, I wonder when teams are going to wisen up and just get rid of this Ornn from his champ pool. He's looked like a completely renewed player. Like I said, he looks like Alfari just traded keyboards with him and decided that he's going to now just join some amateur leagues, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. But it doesn't matter because that's just how good Music X is.
Define illegal, like
I'm pretty sure
local laws.
No, I'm pretty sure pros aren't allowed to play in amateur leagues. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's some sort of exclusivity clause, I think.
Oh, interesting. Well, I know that they often the amateur league often have no professional clauses. I didn't actually know that it went the other way around, but that's
usually how professional leagues tend to operate. I'm just making a bunch of assumptions here, so I can't say that for sure. But I would have to imagine that if we saw a pro playing in an amateur league, it looks something like what we're seeing top lane.
Yeah, that's a fair point here. Well, yeah, this Music X really playing it. He's got the wave in front of his tower the way he wants here. Ultimately, he could probably push out because I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Wally Warp sitting bot side and making sure that this bot lane is able to survive through this early lane with Luciv up so many CS here. This is a potential dive coming in. Yeah, Rook Stout's going to use the Ghost a little bit prematurely.
God. Yeah, ghosting in vision, walking around. I know that the private point pinks, but still able to secure 2 turrets or pure plates. So not a bad ghost for yield overall.
Not a bad, yeah. They get the plate there. I think if he would have just shown, it would have gotten the same reaction out of Toasty. He would have left. They would have still found it, and so he does lose the summoner spell. Ultimately, you know what? They're sending a message, and you can never say anything bad about sending a message.
Absolutely, and say what you want about Lucid, maybe in the mid to late game, but he has been absolutely smurfing this lane. Look at the level difference once again. Look at the CF servants, and it looks like it's only good for him.
Yeah, I actually kind of wonder. Well, though the level difference seems to be because Droid left lane at one point. Music X with the full combo going in and showing Tokimon
so unstoppable.
Oh man, I got a lot of respect for Music X. He these guys came back. It looks like they have the mental. They're making the early plays. They made them last time. It was one small set of mistakes that turned that game around last time. If they play the same exact game that they played last time, and they just don't make those mistakes, I think they win this game. That's going to be their win condition.
And we're already starting to see like over 1.5k goal difference develop across the map, and that's the type of early lead we were seeing, kind of mirroring that last game. Now, if they can clean up the next 10 minutes of the game a little bit, they might be able to carry it into a huge lead.
They might, and that's going to be the hope right here. This Vayne will be scaling through the game, though, and against these Mega Tanks, Music X might be tanky, but it doesn't matter versus Vayne. Ooh. Music X potentially caught out here. Wally Warp running at him, but look at Wojtek. Wojtek is actually in position to come.
The charm almost lands.
The charm almost lands. Rook Stout has enough HP and a little bit of magic resist at this point, is going to be able to walk out. Interestingly enough, the Chess Club actually had the priority advantage right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of a rough play. That hit a lot of prio, but don't quite have the angles with their lane supporting to be able to follow up on that play. And with that roam coming up from the Leona, they're just going to be forced to give up the pressure on the Rift Herald.
Thresh is walking up. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be looking to make a play towards Dragon, which obviously
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's a completely fair trade. You give up the Herald, you go and you're going to grab this Dragon, you're going to kill it real quick. I honestly approve of that trade. Music X doing a good job getting vision of it. But honestly, again, your Dragon, you kind of have a Dragon win condition here from this team, and what you don't want is a 10-minute double Dragon from Team Monkey Brains.
Absolutely, and especially that early Urchin Soul going to be really helping them out. Those early trades, Droid walking forward,
Droid, he plays the wrong direction. That's going to be an ultimate in from Rook Stout. The charm is actually going to hit. They're going to be able to absolutely one-shot this Udyr right here. They are going to be traded here in the backline here. Rook Stout going to go down. The Herald's going to go down. They're going to get some of this gold, I believe, onto I'll Take Mid, who I think just got a little 400 gold stipend. for dropping that thing right there. That will ultimately be a 1-for-1 on the fight.
Yeah, I didn't know the stimulus check applied for League of Legends as well, but Toasty on life support over here and engineering to stay afloat.
Ooh, I'll take mid. Interestingly, at the very end of the cleanse, or at the very end of the charm, Tokimon almost gets solo killed again on the top side. Good job from the producer there, catching the very end of that. That would have been the kill, and Music X up here looking pretty strong on the Ornn.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that being said, we're seeing kind of similar scenes across the map where some pretty good early plays, a little bit of out pressuring from the, in favor of TCC, but ultimately still a very, very even. And we're seeing a lot of the CC coming through where Worked Out, he just kind of got locked up for like 5 seconds and couldn't do anything. And
by the way, Tokimon almost dies there because he cancels another teleport on the Music X.
Wow. Tokimon, I mean, at some point, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do to win. Do what you need.
He's getting beaten up, but man, is he making the right team plays. He's making the plays that matter.
Exactly. Yeah, he's having a really rough time in lane. He's giving up plates, but it's at the end of the day, it's still an Ornn. They're not the worst thing to have all of your gold concentrated on, but it's definitely not the best.
No, it absolutely is not the best here, and especially when you have an enemy Vayne who can go and rip through everything that you got. I will say, you know, when they say that Vayne is great against tanks, the one problem is that Vayne doesn't have any AoE damage. And so if you have 3 tanks, it's actually not as bad against Vayne as you would expect. Vayne has to use everything on one of the tanks, and meanwhile, none of the other tanks are getting hit by anything resembling DPS during that time.
He did opt to. My issue is he did opt to go for the heal. I think the cleanse is just so much better this game. You can cleanse the hook, you can cleanse the charm, you can cleanse Rook Stout's Hacker and Fear. And if Ari doesn't have an option to charm onto the Vayne, all of a sudden the game gets much, much harder for her to play later on.
Oh, so the pink is getting laid. They don't realize that pink is actually not denying vision for the ward that's right next to it.
Yeah, Works Out. They absolutely know he's here.
Oh man, that was a really good ward, and it's completely unseen. Droid looks to be roaming to the mid lane, and we're gonna have a 2v2.
Oh gosh.
The question is, will this tower go down? Now he's caught behind enemy lines, though, because Tokimon's coming back. He realizes he doesn't want it, and he's just going to leave with absolutely nothing to show for it. The turret will not go down, though, so maybe that is what to show for it.
And something to think about is, yeah, you're getting denied a lot of CS down here in the bot lane. But,
Wally Warp is going to use the chem take. He already has it. He goes and gets the stun onto Wojtek. Wojtek, of course, has the ult to get away. The only problem with dropping all that is that...
exactly.
Yeah, he just kind of uses it. It's a wave clear, but the question is can he kill this last minion and prevent them from getting that? Will they just take the tower? Yeah,
Music's just pushing freely up here in the top lane. They just basically wasted their time and a flash.
Yeah, that's questionably greedy. Can we look at the top lane? Yep, it looks like... I don't think he's going to be able to get this tower. It's going to be... I don't think he's going to be able to get it. It is going to be very close. Ultimately, nothing lost, but we have a gank in the mid lane here. Hecarim has gone in onto the enemy mid laner. Right here, I'll take mid. Is gonna get caught.
No cleanse and force for the flash.
Bot lane, we have another fight in the bot lane. This is just crazy. One day our producer will watch the mini-map. Just kidding, we love you, Bobby. I believe he goes in. That will be an ignite there from Monkey, but not a flash from either of them. So I kind of question, was Droid just a little bit too far up? Because not a summoner spell. Well, yeah, I guess the heal and the ignite. No flashes, though.
Yeah, I mean, that said, I'm not quite sure what happened bot, but we definitely saw a little bit of what happened there mid. Maybe that's why you pick the Ahri. You let your jungler live in the lane, and Ahri, I guess, your solo kills over on the Wall. Because my god, he's just gonna be able to kill him.
That's gonna be the kill. That's gonna be the solo kill onto Wally Warp. Wally, you're gonna regret being there, man. What were you doing?
Hey, I guess Ahri's pretty good with when there's just so much action happening mid lane. You have a lot of mobility. You have a lot of gank setup. So hey. Props to him for making what looked like a pretty rough pick in the draft work really, really well in their favor.
Well, what I will say right here is this man loves to buy that Everfrost, and the Everfrost actually got him the kill there. If I'm him, I would consider the Leandries. I think it's part of what's going to help you kill some of these tanks. Ultimately, at the end of the day, hey, look, it got him a kill right there, and hopefully they can snowball that.
Yeah, and Rickstout's just kind of Mike Younging all over Wally Warp's face. Just high-tempo juggling all over the place, making sure that he is dictating where people can be and can't be. Now Monkey gets hooked.
Oh, Leona getting caught there with the Thresh Hook. Ultimately, not enough damage to go onto them, and it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, wow, it's going to be a little bit of a fight over here in the mid lane as we have no negative Fog of Warage going on here from our production, but at the same time, both top
There we go.
duking it out.
Right here, these guys are going to be able to start it. Wally Warp here on the flank. Wojtek sees him and actually is going to be able to zone him out, at least prevent him from getting here. I'll take mid, gets hooked by Droid in the middle of the fight. Rooks down into the backline, wants to take everybody out, but is Droid going to die for him? The answer might be no. Tune in to find out. I'll take mid, barely doesn't get caught out by Wojtek on that charm right there. And ultimately, blue team going to be able to find that dragon. A great team fight from Team Monkey Brains, who are all just able to barely squeak out from some of those big team fight CCs that they could have been hit with.
Yeah, and that's a game-saving inch right there. But I'll take him barely not getting hit by that charm. And Wojtek on this Ari, if he's able to accelerate his snowball into this mid lane and keep taking it down even further, maybe this game is going to be looking a little bit different. They don't get that drag, maybe the subsequent fight doesn't go well, maybe they lose the rift and the mid lane turret. Wow, what an absolute decisive inch of that little terrain right there.
Oh, Music X is just going to stay here. He wants the 1-for-1. Are we going to see a solo kill again? He is going to be able to dodge the Orn Horn. Now Wally Warp goes over the wall, wants to go help his team out. Finally, he showed up. Actually, Music X waiting some time here. The question is will this Herald go down? Uh-oh.
Oh, they're not even
Are they going to be able to do it in time? Rook Stout is going to need to be able to find it. Hopefully have the ult over the wall. I don't think he has ult back up. He does have the Ghost. Monkey misses, and he's ultimately going to be able to go out with nothing to worry about.
Yeah, Monkey not expecting Rick Stout to juke back a little bit to pick up the Rift Eye, and misses his E, and it's kind of just a play over after that. Monkey not quite having the CDR or the levels to have that extra ult right there.
This is big for the chess club. They're able to find this bot lane turret. The Hecarim is going to go and take a couple more camps. Gale Force for who right here?
On the Tristana.
Are you just surprised? Yeah, that's a good point. I'm a little surprised. You're in the 3 tanks. Maybe they just think that they're going to be able to play these team fights out and their tanks are going to stay alive through them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, honestly, I think Gale Force is just as we're seeing Lucid leave the game, he's rage quit, decided that that TCL wasn't for him.
Yeah, he clicked the wrong item left base and said, you know what, this game's over.
That being said, I don't hate the Gale Force. It gives you some safety against the Leona. It gives you safety against any Cho or Udyr running at you. And obviously you can Gale Force out of any sort of like Victor W. Or if you're Lucid, you're probably going to be Gale Force impressive.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the problem is I'm a little concerned. I'm a little bit concerned that that Luciv is looking at this and saying, man, there were a couple kills I could have had last game if I just had the Gale Force.
True.
And so I'm going to build the Gale Force. My problem with that...
Look at the second item. I love it.
Okay, hey, you know what? You called it. He is going for it. I will say that's a good call. He needs to be doing it. Obviously, the Gale Force gets him a little bit of mobility to get away from the Udyr, who's running at him Mach 3. I still think that you just sit in the back and you need to go do the true damage. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll hold some of my judgment to the end. Droid over the wall, doesn't realize the ward's there. He does have something to get over it. Wally Warp getting caught by enemy lines. Look at that right there. Well, now he's going to get caught under tower. I don't think that's what he wanted. He doesn't have the damage.
Oh my god, the locket, and it saves him.
Yeah, Luciv vaults forward, but unfortunately, Monkey hits the locket at the same time. Wally's going to live. Meanwhile, the Vayne is going to kill the Thresh right there. Really unfortunate. You got to be careful when you use those, when you use the Tristana ults like that.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Gale Force is OP.
Gale Force gaming, dude.
I change everything I said.
How did they have vision? I hadn't quite seen, but they must have obviously had vision there and was able to Gale Force forward with the one auto attack and just secure the kill over the Wally Warp.
Luciv is watching the stream right now. He says, Gale Force, what? Takes the Gale Force for the kill. He's got to find his second kill of the game and hopefully takes the snowball right here. These guys, reminder, they do have a Herald. If they can, they're going to want to find a way to push this in right here and find a second turret.
Yeah, no. That was awesome. And then just jumps away because he's a little Yordle gunner and just doesn't care. I gotta say that I really actually like the Gale Force now. I know I'm like flip-flopping in the last 5 minutes, but especially going LDR second, I hadn't actually expected you to do that, but with the LDR second, you kind of get all the things that you need. Someone tell me that this item is not absolutely broken right now. This item is disgusting. And you have your mid laner that's popping off and your top laner that's doing extremely well. I think TCC are kind of set pretty right now.
I think they are. They're finding, hey, here is the classic Horizon focus onto the Wojtek. All right.
Yep.
We know he loves this
Who would have
item.
thought?
Who would have possibly thunk? This man has gotten flamed so many times. Neither
both forms missing.
Monkey blind dodges both the hook and the charm.
Yeah, skill shot's optional, let's be honest. That's League of Legends right here. This is why I only play click carries. That being said, Droid, in that last play, I'm going to rewind the time a bit, just was trying to play for the team's vision, trying to get a little bit of pick potential, and ends up getting picked himself because his team isn't there to support, while the rest of Monkey Brains is literally sitting in that little river bush around the side.
So he's going to use the Herald mid. Toasty is going to stay and kill it. It's going to give him priority. I actually disagree with that. The ult is going to go in. They're going to go and find Luciv at the start. Luciv is dead. The fight is already over. They got nothing left. Wojtek can find as much damage as he possibly can, but their main carry is not there. The Vayne is going to run him down. The Vayne is doing so much damage here. Wojtek still has a little bit of something. These guys just got to get out and call it a game. Luciv with the DC again. Yeah, I think he's lagging. I think that's what that is, because each time it's happened, he keeps coming back. Yeah, he keeps coming back at that, but I think they're going to go and just turn this into Dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of looking at how that fight was being set up, they really were clearly trying to play around the Rift and then starting it on that timing, but as they're kind of walking forward, Luce is trying to help on the drag, but he doesn't quite have the attack range. He just gets E'd by Liliana and locked up right after that. That's just so much CC coming through, and after that, it's just tank.
Yeah, unfortunate. For those in chat, I don't think he actually DC'd. I think he's doing that kind of like micro lagging. I still think you should. Oh, you know what? Wojtek and Droid show up. They're going to stop that Baron, and I got to say, even though the Dragon lead's there, the gold lead still there for the team of the Chess Club. Honestly, not as bad as I thought it was. They are still in the lead this game as long as they don't lose the next Dragon.
Yeah, this game's absolutely far from over. The full LDR now completed on Lucid. He's going to be pinging super hard onto these tanks, but he has to be able to stay alive. I'm not sure if it was a lag issue or anything, but Leona literally just walked up to him as he was doing damage on the drag and just eat him. And you should never be in a position, especially with Gale Force up, that you should be able to take that.
Yeah, curious what happens. We might have to hear after this game, but it should be known Ari down, potentially caught out by the Udyr. I don't know who's caught here. Well, you know, maybe it's the Udyr is caught because Wojtek just runs a combo on him. Does not have the ult, but almost one-shots the Udyr. This Ari's looking kind of big, kind of chunky after 2 items.
Yeah, I really want to see the number crunch on Horizon Focus. Maybe that'll be something we'll have to ask Wojtek again. Maybe after this gameplay. Or maybe in the in-tier in between seasons, but I'm really curious on November Punch and Horizon.
See these guys show up in front to back a team fight. Don't dive too hard with Rook Stout. I know he wants to dive on these, but he's kind of getting one shot on them. The fact is their top laner, their mid laner, and their ADC all have a gold advantage. And it's probably the time to use it. Yeah, and Luciv just got his upgraded item from the Ornn. This guy is chunky. He's got the LVR. It's time to take a fight and go kill these tanks. You're probably going to get scaled on. Yeah. You got the infinite scaling Cho. You got the Vayne. Now is the time to make the plays.
I was going to say, let's absolutely not write off Toasty on this Vayne, though. 3-0-2. Yes, he's down about 30 CS, but he has his 2-3 item spike. He has a lot of attack speed to supplement that Kraken Slayer, that passive damage. His W's long been maxed at this point. He's going to be dishing it out. If Music X and Rookstat overstep at all, they're going to be looking really rough against this Vayne.
They sure are. I want to see them positioning onto this Baron here. If we get a Dragon timer, I'm going to guess it's about 2 minutes from now. Yeah, 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Here, honestly, I think they're probably in a position to go, this Cho'Gath could be caught out. They're going to get onto it. Oh my god, the Tristana is ripping.
Oh my god, yeah.
Ripping through, ends up finding the execution kill with the Gale Force. And I gotta say, you know, with that LDR second item, Tristana ain't looking that bad right now.
I'm telling you, this item is broken. 80 carries everywhere, please take a note. We're seeing pros pick it up, second item right away, and we're seeing the resupply right here.
Well, you know what's funny is this like concept of an item actually was there last season. Remember back in season 2, you know, season 3, season 4, Last Whisper used to give percent armor pen, and no matter what, you always built the third item on these champions. it's the same concept. It actually gives more now, and so it's still good against anyone with base armor. But we're going to have a fight here. Wally Warp is trying to find his way into this pit to make sure that this Baron doesn't get taken. Meanwhile, Lucid doing all the DPS, but man, they are taking it slow. Monkey tries to go onto the Thresh. Droid finds a hook, but it looks like he's not going to be able to find much follow-up. They're just going to go off the Baron. Oh! The huge 4-man knockup from the Ornn hits absolutely everybody. They'll be able to find the damage onto us. Wally Warp in the middle of the team. Not that much damage. Luciv has to flash out. They're going to be able to find 2 people. They're going to lose 1. That is going to be a 1 for 2. Oh my god. Luciv so low. The brilliant play from Music X, but it almost felt like the damage wasn't there to follow up on that gigantic knockup.
Yeah, absolutely. What you would expect to happen right after. I'm kind of looking at what happened right after that. But Luciv was in kind of an awkward spot, just trying to deal as much damage as he can. But he's here. Rookstout goes in, lands a nice little 2-man ult, pushing them into that Ornn knockup. And Tristan is actually hitting the Udyr the entire time. Udyr is the one person that wasn't low, wasn't in that middle of that. Could have executed I'll Take Mid, could have executed the Bane, but instead chose to hit the Udyr. And as a result, I'll Take Mid Bane come out of it 1 HP and are able to get a ton of damage off, making it a much more even fight than what you would expect.
Still a 1 fight. Still a 1 fight here, so we don't want to be negative about it. They could have won it a little harder. The fact is they took the win on that fight. They only lost 1. I believe it was their support. Luciv is getting huge here.
This is a collapse.
This is a collapse. Wojtek coming around the other side. Oh no! Leona on these guys. They're going to be able to find the ult. It's only going to go into Rook Stout. Luciv is completely safe. They're looking for Wally Warp. Wally Warp on the side. The kill is going to go in. The Wally Warp is down. The jungler is down. Toasty is so low in the front line, but Vayne is doing so much damage onto this front line. It looks like they're going to win it. The Leona does find the E onto this. Luciv has to find his fight right here. This needs to end the fight right here. They're able to find Music X. Now it's a 2v4. Luciv is 1 versus 4, trying to find whatever he can. He's going to get condemned on the side of that. Oh man, I thought that was a 1 fight for the Chess Club, but Toasty TG doing so much damage through all of that fight and ends up carrying the fight for his team.
Yeah, that percent health damage from the Vayne proving just too much for even an LDR to hit over. Luciv just dealing deeps the entire time. Wojtek landing a lot of nice abilities, multi-man, but it's just not going to be enough. And in the end, Vayne with that entirely beefy front line to stand behind, getting a nice collapse, getting a lot of their front end burst down immediately before Tesla was able to
Wojtek's gonna get caught. The shutdown's gonna go on to Leona. I will say, if there's a team you wanted that to go on, or a player, it is the Leona here, but this is a swung game right here for the side of Team Monkey Brains.
Absolutely, and Leona unfortunately also securing a couple of major kills in the middle of that last team fight, but Luciv's so focused on hitting the Udyr around the side of that last team fight that his front line is just absolutely shredded by the Vayne and the Victor. They're just able to free fire and without any threat.
Yeah, well, I think the issue here is this Ahri. Like, yeah, you're taking the lowest damage Mythic. You find a couple early game catches, but your only damage is onto Luciv here.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, that's
really
the problem.
If you're Luciv.
Yeah, and if you're Ahri, you need to be able to find the early, the early fight charms on with the flanks to the back line, and he's using all of these charms onto like the Cho'Gath. That doesn't make a difference.
That's kind of what the problem that we're talking about. It hits a certain point in the game where now you're kind of just a you're playing it front to back like any sort of burst or control mage, and any usefulness you would otherwise get out of this champion is kind of moot.
Yeah, right here, Music X tanky enough where he's not going to get caught out on this. Pokemon Panda getting to that level where he becomes a gigantic jungle-encompassing Cho'Gath. Looking great with that skin, by the way. One of the old school League of Legends skins on the Gentleman Cho'Gath here. And look, he's just running at the Ahri. The charm does nothing, and these guys are starting the Baron. Let's not be distracted by the Cho'Gath here, because this is going to look a lot worse for the Chess Club unless they can show up. Look at Luciv. Luciv is on the back line.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
he's just going to get annihilated.
Well, he gets the ult off. That actually looked really good. Luciv is going to ult all of them into the Hecarim charge right there. Wojtek does get hit up right there. Luciv finds everything. The Cho'Gath is going to eat the Baron by himself. Cho'Gath is going to eat. Oh no! The Baron kills.
Baron kills Luciv.
Oh no!
Cho'Gath's going to get it now.
Cho'Gath is going to get it. Oh, he didn't realize that's how the Baron mechanic works. The Baron always goes for the lowest person in range of it no matter what and does damage to it. He didn't realize that's how it works, and he's going to get taken down with the Cho'Gath not even touching him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really, really good because Wally flashing over onto Luciv kind of on the backside of that fight, but Lucifer wins the 1v1, but tries to walk into the pit with 1 HP, tries to contest his Baron as his team is kind of off fighting this Bane by themselves. And in the midst of that, Pokemon's just kind of doing his thing. Tanks are kind of doing their thing, and once again, Bane is just free firing in the back line, doing so much damage over to Rook Stout, doing so much damage onto the Orin, and oh my goodness, Lucifer, that feels so bad. You make such a good play to start it off, and it's just not enough.
I was very suspect of the direction he came in. He was on the other side as the squishy ADC. He proved me wrong for a second because he goes and he ults 3 people into Rook Stout, who's able to clean up a lot of people. Unfortunately, Luciv, I think he could have just run right away. He stands there for a little bit too long. The Udyr's gonna go on him and almost 100 to 0 him. Yeah, he gets flashed on, almost 100 to 0. And unfortunately, just doesn't work out for Luciv there. You know, hard to say. I don't think you should ever be in that position, but it definitely almost worked out. And unfortunately, great play from Wally Warp, finding the opportunity and pulling that team fight back in for his team with the Udyr.
Yeah, I do want to point out, though, that Wojtek in the middle of that, kind of like playing around the side, trying to play with his team, but kind of got a little bit zoned. Ulted into the pit to try and kill the Bane, but kind of just got perma-CC'd by this Leona. That's the danger play.
Wojtek gonna get caught out.
Yeah,
still at the flash. Yeah, curious. Yeah, he must have been really caught because he used all those alt charges. Meanwhile, Luciv trying to find Pokemon Panda here on the front line. They're definitely killing through him. You know, this man's a tanky man, but Luciv definitely has some of that damage, and they're going to be able to catch him out and find the return kill. Probably one of the most return kills you're going to see in this series, assuming they're going to be able to come back and save one of these towers with this Baron team. Coming down right here, Toasty GG, I'll take mid, and Monkey here, looking to find this turret, but this could be a potential 3v4. If Rook Stout is able to go around, I don't know if he has the ult. He does have the ult back up. I almost wish he would have taken that right there. Monkey tries to go in. Their jungle's topside. You need to fight. You need to fight. Well, here's your chance to fight. Monkey goes in. 3 versus 4. Onto the back line. Hecarim able to fear Toasty away. Toasty doing all of the damage. They don't actually have enough damage to do anything. Luciv gets almost completely one-shot right there. He needs to be on the back line. A beautiful hook onto I'll Take Mid from the Thresh, pulling this team fight back to it. Now it's just Toasty, GG, and Monkey. Wally Warp on the top side just gaining turrets. He ain't afraid of anything. Droid potentially just saved the game right there with that hook onto I'll Take Mid, who's a little too far forward. Pokemon Panda, this man is tanky. He is really far forward. He is going to be able, and look at that Demolish doing about half the HP. Music X trying to be there. The Bane is just doing too much damage to the Flash Hook onto Droid, onto the Pokemon Panda. They're going to be able to find that kill. Wojtek is looking for a little bit of something. He's not going to be able to find it. Udyr, meanwhile, topside, doesn't even care about the rest of what's going on with his team and just takes the top turret.
Oh my god, well, I'll let you catch your breath right there because that was an absolute extended fiesta of a fight. At the beginning of that, Rick's looking for an engage onto the Vayne, but just misses onto the Vayne and actually ends up fearing him away from his team. Leona going in on the back line, and the entire time I'll Take Mid on this Victor, 100 to 0ing the entire enemy team, and just dealing so much damage onto Luce that Luce is just out of the fight. And kind of on the backside of that, like you said, Droid landing a really, really nice hook to save this game and save that inhibitor.
This is Elder Soul that is spawning right now. Ultimately, if you know League of Legends, doesn't matter what happened the rest of this game. Whatever team gets Elder Soul, most likely to win this game. Yes, right here, we've got priority, and we're looking bot side because this might be a caught Ari again, right at the bottom of this. Doesn't see this team coming up. He can't be doing that, but he does find the turret.
Oh my god, Toasty's 1 HP.
The ult is there. He's got to be able to find Toasty. He finds the shutdown on Toasty. It's a huge play right there. Toasty is dead. Wojtek is on, trying to find Monkey Earth. They'll be able to find the CC here.
Yeah, or goes for it.
I'll Take Mid there, but Wally Warp is in the front line. Do they have the damage? Follow up. Luciv has joined the fight. A challenger is approaching right here. Pokemon Panda is here, ready to stand in front of the team. Droid finds the hook. Music X, so tanky. These guys need to turn around, and they need to get this dragon, but they got to do it fast because the minion wave is barreling down on their team. The question is who wins here? Is it the minions, or is this damage to get onto this Elder Drake? This will mean the game here, folks. You are watching it right here. I'll Take Mid gets this. Yeah, we got the level advantage. Droid away gets almost completely one-shot. Wally Warp in the front line trying to do all the damage, but Luciv is going to be able to find the kill here. Now he has to go through Pokemon Panda. Is he going to be able to do it? Look at all of that tankiness right here. I'll Take Mid. Luciv, if there's a time to jump forward, it's right now. You gotta jump forward. You gotta get all these kills. He finds 2 of them. He gets 3 on the Tokimon. They have to go and they have to find this dragon. But look at this Vayne. This Vayne has a chance to save the game. It is 1 versus 2. The Vayne actually might just be able to go and take this himself. I don't think they know. Oh, they don't know.
No, it's gonna be tragic. She's gonna be able to do this.
Toasty's gonna be able to find the dragon.
What a hero.
Does the Elder Drake apply to his whole team, though? That one is what I don't remember. I only believe it applies to the people who are alive.
No,
I don't know the answer to that, but he's got to be able to go and find it.
Oh my god. That's such a
sad
fight.
He's waiting.
Oh my god.
He can't wait too long.
Just himself, unfortunately.
It is. That is confirmed. It is just to himself.
I believe so. Here, I can take a look. Let's go ahead and click around on some of the people that are alive, if that's possible.
Yeah, if you can see, if you can go to Udyr right now, just press the 2 button on your keyboard here. He does not have it. He does not have it. Yep, that is correct.
I was fairly sure about that, but ultimately a really nice sneak right Toasty. But that team fight goes really sideways when they don't have their tank killer. They're in that. Victor's doing a lot of damage, able to basically one-tap the droid, but at the same time, Tristana's just free firing the entire time. Wally going a little bit too deep and dying, but Lucid the entire time just autoing, and without the thing, they cannot keep up with that kind of DPS.
Wojtek needs something that's going to be able to kill these tanks, and I do not think he has it here. Right here, Monkey killing the blast cone. He's actually not able to get back over the wall. I think he was a little stressed about that. The damage is coming through. Monkey in the front line.
Monkey.
Too caught out. Joe is in. Can he find it? Blue team is going to be able to find it. Joe cannot find the skill right there. Joe is going to die right there. Lucid is in the back. The Elder's going to go kill him. This might be the end of the game right here. Right here, Droid's going to go down. Music on the back line also going to go down. Wojtek has to make an absolute hero play right here. The question is, can he do it? Yep, he has to use that ult to get away. He has to use it. Can he find the damage that he needs to? He needs to make a play right here. This man is 1 versus 3. This is going to be a really important game if he can make some kind of play right here and save it for his team. If he can't, we're going to be going to the next game, and this is not a position his team wants to be in, so he has to make a play. He has to do something. He's waiting for some respawns. He doesn't have them. I'll take mid, goes forward, uses Zanya's on the charm. Going to be able to walk forward and not get hit with that. Meanwhile, they are going to finish this game. That is the second game, aka 3 points here for Team Monkey Brains.
Yeah, Monkey Brains with another dominant finish. Toasty playing forward. He's first takes care of that Hecarim, going for the steal. Nice little swipe by Wally Warp, but at the same time, Vayne with this Elder Drake plays away from her front line actually and just decides to go ham over onto Elusive and then over onto the rest of the front line and just executes them with that Elder Burn, with that Elder Execute, and this Vayne is absolutely unstoppable to finish the game.
That was a really interesting game. I'm going to go and say there was a little bit of comp diff going on. Elusive was huge. He did all of the damage he could. Yeah, look at that damage. The problem is you had nobody who had built in any way to be able to kill these tanks. If I'm the Hecarim, I almost would consider... Oh, it's kind of hard because you're getting blown up by the Vayne. I would say I almost would have liked to see... what's the Sheen item? Not the
Sunder.
Sunder, yeah, something like a Sunder. I would have not liked to see the Ahri in the first place. If you're going to pick the Ahri, you got to build Leandri's, something that can kill these tanks. And unfortunately, they just didn't have it. They had nothing with their comp that could help them win this game, but it was still a hard-fought game.
Yeah, I think Wojtek played a good game. He had a really good lead going into the mid game, but that champ just gets so hard to play against the type of CC, against the type of front-to-back that TMB were bringing to that game.
It sure was. This is what they call dire straits right here. 3 points already to the team to Team Monkey Brains. One more win will secure them the TCL finals and the grand prize. Right here, Joa, aka Rook Stout, and the Chess Club are going to have to win 4 games in a row to be able to take this one home. And to me, that seems like they need a couple changes to be made. What are those changes?
I think they need to reevaluate maybe their draft strategy going into it. I think they had a really good game plan, and I think they played exceptionally well early. Both games, they've come out of the early game and going into the mid game with extremely good leads, this time with an almost 4K gold difference. But some of those early Dragon fights have really translated into early picks, early souls, and have really kind of told the story of the rest of the game once things start breaking open.
All right, well, folks, we'll skip the analysis here because we got the professionals that we've brought on for this particular stream right here. We are going to be kicking it over to the analyst desk right here. Stay tuned. Listen to some of their analysis. They're awesome dudes. We'll be back with the next game in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir, everyone. Welcome back to the Analyst Desk, where you're joined by the sharpest minds in the TCL League of Legends community and Tranimal. Haha, no, just blaming. Tranimal and T-Skull joining me on the Analyst here again after Game 2, and with that, Monkey Brains has the 3-0 lead on Chess Club. As A-Barn was just saying, this means Chess Club needs to run that reverse sweep, 4-0 them in these next matches, and that has to start with the draft. Tranimal, tell me how you felt about that salty run back.
So I was not as hard on the Ahri in the first set of picks, in the first game, but this second one, when they locked in the Cho'Gath, you're dealing with a beefier front line. It's a little bit harder to catch people, plus Vayne has a good amount of mobility that Jhin does not have, and it just gets really hard to play the Ahri in that instance. I'm actually with A-Barn when he said you have to build something that's going to shred tanks. You either have to do that, or you have to come from flank angles instead. Ahri, I don't think was the move the second game, personally, though.
Yeah, and T-Skull, tell me, the Vayne pick, Hyphy, ended up finishing, what, like 10-2, 12-2, something like that? How do you feel Monkey Brains did switching up their comp? Obviously, it worked for them.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if they got to anywhere past like the 27-minute mark, they had so much tankiness in the front with the Leona, the Udyr, and the Cho'Gath. While the Cho'Gath did struggle a little bit in the early game to that Ornn, it was still able to get to the late game and become that massive tank, and Toasty and the Victor were just able to just sit there and deal out the damage, get those kills, and do what they were supposed to do. And so everybody on that team was able to play their champion to what it needed to do.
Yeah, and quick call out there. My man, Music X on the Ornn, solo killer of the top lanes. That man has to be leading the stats, even with some of the giants we have in this league, like Blood. But another game where the Chess Club runs over it in the early but falls behind late. Tranimal, you're a jungle expert. Tell me what Joe is doing that I just can't seem to do myself in my solo queue games.
Joe is doing an excellent job of identifying where the what laners are pushed up. Well, like he's identifying where Udyr is on the map, and he's pressuring opposite quite often. This game, it was really interesting that Udyr did a buff to Raptors start, and I think he could have probably double buff, but Joa actually recovered really well, got pressure off of that, and he's just making good plays across the map that are aggressive, and he's finding opportunities to make stuff happen.
Yeah. And then T-Skull, what are your thoughts on this win early, lose late strategy that the Chess Club seems to be running back for us?
I think they stall out a little bit in the mid game. I think two games in a row we've seen Joa go for a bot, or a Rixstout go for a bot lane lane gank, and they've always had it warded, and that just loses them out so much time, and it lays out the game a little bit, and then they get to that third dragon mark where they just mess up in that team fight, and then Monkey Brains just starts rolling those dragons, even with a gold deficit.
Yeah, and I think
are just able to take it from there.
That's something we got to talk about too. Monkey Brains picking the Vayne Leona. Obviously, shout out to Monkey, the namesake of the team. Elusive more times than I can count. From what we saw in there, he was able to keep that gold pinned down, keep it from doing the damages, but at the same time they had a Vayne lane. I would have expected more early dragon pressure from the side of the Chess Club, but I think that's really hurting them as we go through this. So is it just the Chess Club needs to, is it their draft that needs to change, or they just change how they're approaching this? Because you can't say Rook's playing the early game wrong, right? He's coming ahead with both a gold and a kill lead for his team. But those Drakes, they lost the soul both times, and that time they lost the Elder Drake as well. It's what do you do differently? Like, they're doing their absolute best to fight down the giants that are Mid and Monkey, but I don't know, man. You gotta tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Chess Club, they are actually getting to objectives early. They're getting there and setting up, and they're trying to pick fights around them. I think a large part of it is a mis-execution on how these fights are being played out, though. Members are taking too much damage before fights start. They're blowing ultimates, or just a variety of things. Somebody's getting caught. And I know T-Skull was mentioning something about how the Team Monkey Brains is actually doing a good job providing pressure, if you want to go about it.
Yeah, definitely. The Udyr's able to run into the back line, as well as the Leona pick this game was a lot better than the Alistar pick last game. Able to disrupt the carries for the Chess Club and just keep them moving around, maybe getting a pick on some of them sometimes when they're a little bit out of position, and just really allowing the back line of Team Monkey Brains to deal out that damage while they're kind of trying to kite a little too much, just with the movement speed and those gap closers really making a difference.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing the Leona pick. I think that's one of Monkey's best picks, especially in the TCL, what he's able to do around the map and both in his lane. I mean, they got a 2v2 kill against the Tristana Thresh at like 10 minutes, but Tranum, you called it out. We're seeing like more micro mistakes than I would hope from the two best teams in this. I know they were like, at least 3 hooks the droid missed in the midst of a team fight where if he hits like anyone, Luce is able to lock them down and kill him. But at the same time, Mid's doing damages, but he doesn't look as comfortable on Victor as he does some of his AP assassins.
I've been saying, I know you've heard me when we were talking about it here. One of the things I'm really impressed with Monkey Brains, though, in general, though, is that they have a willingness to put the pressure on the chess club to make split-second decisions in the middle of team fights. And when you apply that pressure, you're going to get some micro errors. You're going to get miscommunications. Chess Club excels in front to back, but when Monkey dives into the middle of the fight, it forces them to have to make a decision on like what front to engage on, and they just seem to be like at odds with each other in team fights.
In those dragon fights, there was, I think it was either the 3rd or 4th dragon. They were able to do a pincer on them, and they just didn't know what to do in that fight, and they kind of got caught with their pants down and just lost it from there. And we didn't know what to do next. So
I think Lucid did a bit of a better job that game, not jumping in. We did have that one flank on the Baron, but that one Baron auto that killed him when the Cho'Gath was trying to solo it down while his team was chasing after the owner. That one was just tragic to loss. That could have gone so differently for them and honestly swung the entire outcome there. But what I'm really curious about, what I keep thinking is, with those early leads, is this Monkey Brains playing better League of Legends? Or is this chess club taking their lead and throwing it? I am unsure. Not that those two are mutually exclusive, but is it these just macro mistakes, these team fights that they're losing? Is that what we got to clean up? Or is Monkey Brains just outplaying them across the map?
Monkey Brains is definitely playing to their win conditions. They know they had the scaling advantage in that game.
Yeah.
With the deficit, they waited until the right moments, those dragon fights, and they executed them just a little bit better than the chess club, even at a gold deficit, and was still able to take those fights, take the dragons. They're getting the objectives and they're taking the games. That's in both game 1 and game 2. That has been how these games have gone. Fights around the dragons deciding it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. You talk about the win conditions. Obviously, Monkey Brains had the scaling there. Trano, with a comp like that they've run twice now, what's the win condition there? Because they've gotten Luciv fed. What else do they do with that comp to get them to that victory streak?
So I think the win condition really does need to be abusing the Ahri and the Hecarim mid-game power spikes and setting up around objectives, fishing for picks, and creating those mismatch advantages to get the dragon lead, so that way you have map priority. When they lose one dragon, it loses a lot of the pacing. Ahri is not a great scaling champion, and even though Tristana does scale, Monkey Brains obviously made an adjustment by picking the Vayne, so you can't bank on that win condition anymore. Game 1 was their best opportunity to win with this style of composition. I would like to see them switch it up. That way they can kind of play a longer front to back style.
Yeah, I agree entirely. And I'm honestly, I'd be shocked if they run it back a third time. I think it's going to be a different comp we see, because as we will switch over in a second, Monkey Brains will be taking red side, which means Chess Club's going to first pick, but Monkey Brains will have that counter pick if they want to give it to one of their solo laners. And with that, let's head back to the casters for what could be the final game in Season 2 of TCL, or it could be the beginning of the reverse sweep that no one saw coming. Let's get into it.
Four games in a row. Has it ever happened in League of Legends history? I think the answer to that question is no, because I don't know anytime there's ever been a best of 7 in League of Legends history. But we are here, and we might see it. TCL may make history tonight, and that's a big deal for me. I am here with AI Box on the cast. If you're just joining us, this is a best of 7 with a free win at the start, going to Team Monkey Brains. This is the series point. If Team Monkey Brains, now on the red side going into this game, pulls it out, this is the end of the series, and the grand prize is there. AI Box, we're back. What do you think needs to happen for these guys to turn it around and win 4 in a row?
Yeah, like you said, it's a little bit of a different format. They have the opportunity here to run it back, maybe take us into a full 6-game series, because there is that +1 game at the very beginning. And we might be here for a few more hours, but we might be here for a few more minutes. Who knows? At the end of the day, it's going to be up to these two teams to pull out all the stops. And Abarn, if I'm being honest, I'm a little sad.
Why are you sad?
I'm sad because every single game takes us closer to the end of TCL Season 2, and this one might be our last.
You know, that makes me sad, especially because the man on the cast here, Mr. Box, won't be joining us for TCL Season 3, at least not as a player. But it sounds like he might be joining us on the production desk as always.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to come back in the midst of the next season in a casting capacity, maybe helping out a little bit behind the scenes, but driving as many people away with my annoying voice as possible. But that being said, we do have a game in front of us, and I do agree with the casting desk. I think some of the strengths, if they decide to run back, the analyst desk, if they decide to run it back once again with the same composition, the RD Hack Room, they have to take advantage of some of those mid-game pick potentials and the type of spice that you see on those two champs. Hard is a tall task because Monkey Brains has just kind of been balling up, but you have to find those.
You do. This is going to be an important one. I am really interested because both of these games, the Chess Club has come out absolutely swinging.
Yes.
They have found these early
Big goal
kills.
leads.
Ooh, interesting. They've banned the Nunu and they've given up the Kaisa. This has to be a Kaisa first pick.
I like that, yeah. And
There's
I don't
not
think
a
there's
chance
really
this will
anything that Toast is going to threaten him with, especially with the type of lane dominance we've seen out of Lucid.
Well, Tristana does play well into Kaisa,
Sure.
so it is
That is
possible. This has to be a Kaisa. There's no way it's not.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah.
Unsurprising. And kind of like similar to what he's been doing. Kaisa honestly kind of plays pretty similarly to Tristana, just with different strengths.
There it is.
There it is.
Called
they're
it.
trying to bait out the Kaisa and respond to the Trist. I like that. On XP, I think both teams playing to their strengths.
Udyr right here.
Yep. I can see that again as well. No, we decided to
Gotta
pick up
take
the Monkey Thresh.
from Droid.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
so
that too.
yeah, this should be an Udyr from Rook Stout. It could be back onto the Heck Rim. I would like to see the Udyr because I don't think you want to give it game 3. I don't think they're giving the Udyr pick the respect they need to.
Yeah, that's really proficient on it.
Yeah, it is. I think you pick Udyr here, and then in my personal opinion, I think you could pick the Ornn. Okay, so it's got to be the Rammus. It's interesting. I can respect that because he did play 3 pretty good games on it. So I will say that's okay. I want them to pick mid here because they're getting his champions banned away, and he is not able to have a big impact against these tanks because he's being put on Ahri, which is the only champion remaining that he's comfortable with. I think he needs mid lane.
It's not going to be Jace. I can't imagine it's Jace. Yeah, if they end up picking top, I have to agree. I think you need to put Boy in a situation where, because you're not going to get counterpick here, so you have to accept that you're going to be playing into a potentially bad mid jungle duo. You pick the mid laner here. You don't let your Voidset get banned out like he has been both previous games.
The Blitz hover. This team has 4 games to burn, or 3 technically.
Do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do.
It's the Gnar. I think that makes sense. He's played the bully. He's had the lane prio. Whatever jungler that you're going to pick is going to be picked into the Rammus. They're going to be playing for a strong top side here.
They are going to be playing for a strong top side, and he is showing well in the Gnar. I actually really like that. I didn't particularly love the Cho'Gath pick. Interesting that Music, I almost would have preferred that Music just let him have the Cho'Gath so he didn't have something to bully him on. I will say a good Gnar player can really destroy a Cho'Gath.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you're kind of built to beat up tanks like Cho'Gath, so he won't have a lot of fun.
Gnar's one of his most played.
It is one of his most played here. We're going to see the Silas ban, the Echo ban, the Diana ban. The mid bans I always find to be interesting. It's not that I disagree with it. What I will say is that mid can play whatever champions he wants and pop off.
Exactly.
I would please ban the Victor. Please ban the Victor.
Okay. I like that too.
Well, the reason I think see that Nautilus, that's scary. I almost want a droid to go on that. I don't know what he's going to play now.
Yeah, they've banned the Morgana themselves, so kind of some fewer options for protecting this Kaisa.
Whether or not you believe that the Victor is the reason you're losing, you should put their best player onto a champion that hasn't just played 2 games in a row at.
Exactly, and clearly has now some degree of comfort throughout the entire season. Oh, they banned the Udyr themselves. I actually like that. They don't want this Rammus to get punched too hard.
I think he's going to run back the Udyr. The Kane!
Kind of the signature champ right here.
The Kanye! Here from Wally Warp, going in against these Giga Tanks. If there's ever a place to play the Red Kane, it's against this type of comp. We're going to have to finish this. I think it's going to be a Syndra. They might run back the Ahri. I personally don't think they should.
I don't want to see the Ahri again.
I don't think they should. The Annie is a possibility. Not a big fan of that either. I think it has.
I like Syndra. I like the Syndra a lot here.
Could be the brand too. He was playing that earlier.
Yeah, I think the brand, you kind of run into some similar issues as if you were going to pick something like something a little more stationary. Then you kind of hit the mid game. You have kind of people on top of you. Okay, I like Anivia too. I don't think it's bad.
I like that.
Yeah. It gives you a lot of zone control. It makes it kind of difficult for Kane to be supported by the rest of his team. Kane obviously going through terrain, going to be walking through the middle of the enemy team, and then pressing R, and then he's kind of there. Where's the rest of your team on the other side of that?
This is going to be the game. I'll take mid as the big team carry, picks the Syndra, and it is a possibility that he's just going to kill the enemy Anivia over and over. This guy is always looking for kills. This might be the game of I'll take mid. In no better way to finish up this finals matchup with I'll take mid on a classic skill champion who can take over the game.
Yeah, and I want to also kind of shout out TMB switching up the draft a little bit, clearly putting Chess Club on a little bit of a different pace for how their draft was going to go. TMB now choosing actually the red side, giving them the first 2 picks, letting them actually pick whatever they wanted, and then now getting 2 of their own powered picks, switching up the draft strategy and forcing TCC to maybe go for a different style.
Well, and I want to say, like it's not, Syndra versus Victor. Yeah, they're both control mages. Like Tristana on some kind of pretty meta style carry. Monkey on Thresh. She could be on Thresh. She could be on All-Star. It really doesn't matter. The only unique pick we're seeing here, for the record, is this Kane. Everything else is very classic stuff. Now, it just so happens he hasn't gotten a chance to do anything fun because he's been on Udyr duty 2 games in a row.
I mean, that being said, but even beyond just you say there's several champion in each role. I mean, the champions themselves don't necessarily differ on the side of Chess Club or really on the side of Monkey Brains as much as we would have expected. But you look at the Chess Club's comp that they've ended up drafting. How do they play around Dragon Fights? What's going to be going? They're kind of playing very reactively. They're letting Braum stand for Kaisa DPS. Maybe Anivia puts the other team in an awkward situation, but really the only method of engage or any pick that they have is going to be on the back foot of this Rammus.
It does kind of feel like Rook Stout. Rook Stout clearly wanted to take those Hecarim ults in. It does feel like the rest of his team is just kind of sitting around and waiting for them to come at them. I will say this is a fine comp for that. You've got the Anivia. There's nothing more that you want from that.
But I mean, on the other side of that, look at the type of pick that Monkey Brains are able to bring to the table. They have the Kane, they have the Syndra, they have the Thresh, they have Tristana with whatever the damage she's able to bring into the table. There's a lot of pick from the side of Monkey Brains, and I'm worried that Chess Club, if they're ever in a situation where they're around these team fights, that maybe there's a hook that comes in. Maybe there's a big Syndra stun. Maybe Kane is on a flank, he's able to get onto the carry. Maybe the game suddenly gets really hard to play after that.
Yeah, absolutely here. Interestingly pointed out in chat, I'll take mid still with the Victor available. Opts to go for the Syndra. I think what that tells me is he just wants to dumpster this lane. I think that's his goal.
I mean, his Syndra's disgusting. I mean, let's be honest here. And Anivia doesn't necessarily want to do that much without any jungle help. And Brickstock can definitely make stuff happen on this Rammus. And especially we've seen it happen 2 games in a row now where he's gone middle and got his mid laners really, really good leads. Especially with those 3-man roams with Droid coming up as well. But we'll see if he is able to make the same thing happen here.
We sure are. Man, this is coming down to the wire here. If you are Rook Stout and team, right now, you cannot back down. You cannot play the game to not lose. You have to go in knowing that the next play you make could lose you the entire grand finals. And when you go to make it, you don't get to hesitate. But you don't get to hesitate. That is how winning works. You don't get to hesitate on making the plays that win you the game. And we're going to see whether or not they have that mental, but I sure hope they do because they have a lot to make up here.
Exactly, and who knows? I mean, with this type of team composition, maybe we'll have a huge comeback miracle on ice, some sort of Mighty Duck stuff happening here, where they're able to come back and absolutely run it back to some flying beast formation and just take it to the other team. I'm really excited for the way these team comps will shake out. We're not seeing the same run back. We're seeing kind of different complexities coming out in each team composition, and both teams still getting that comfort, still getting that that degree of respect and degree of like champion that they've been able to play over and over and over. But it's a very different style. So I really want to see how each team plays the early game, plays the team fights, and if we're seeing the same kind of image over and over that we saw from the previous two games, or if both teams are able to develop their strategies, adapt, and bring home something different.
That's right. All right, folks, in chat here, we are going into the third game of the series right here. This will win the entire series for Team Monkey Brains. Do you think that Team Monkey Brains is going to go smash through this game and find the win here? Or is the Chess Club going to turn this around and start the potential reverse sweep? Here in Twitch chat, let us know what your predictions are. Let us know what you think is going to happen. We'll see how it plays out right here in game 3 of the TCL Season 2 Finals.
Absolutely, and we're once again seeing these champions load onto the Rift for what might be the end of Season 2. That being said, we're seeing some notes in chat about how it looks like Monkey Brains drafted 3 winning lanes, and I find it hard to argue that. I think there's like some very clear win conditions and very clear ways that they want to play early, mid, and late. And I'm not sure I'm seeing the same thing from Chess Club.
No, I don't think so either. I think the Kaisa, again, the Kaisa Braum does fine.
Or no, 5 point.
Yeah, 5 point. Monkey looking for a little bit of something. They both get the ward over the hook.
He's going to take it.
Yeah, but there's no. I don't think there's any situation where they can follow this up here.
Seems a little far behind. Maybe if they're sitting in the Dragon Pit with him and 5-man flash over the wall, they get that kill. But
wait. Hold on. Top lane items. What's going on?
Oh, boots start on the Gnar. He's just looking to avoid any sort of knockup, any sort of silence, and he has a pink ward in 2 pots. Man just is playing for his W passive.
Do you think that was intentional?
I have to imagine it is.
So I think what happened was he accidentally bought boots and then left, and then he came back and realized that. I don't know.
Here, let me. I can actually give you confirmation on that in just a second. But that is certainly a bold move.
Let me know if he intentionally did that, because my question is why the pink ward? I will say, like, if he's going to push up, a pink ward is a good thing to have.
Yeah. I mean, every single game we've kind of seen Toki AFK at the beginning, and I'm kind of not sure if he's actually AFK or if he's just chilling and not realizing that they're in game. I almost feel like he's been alt-tapped a little bit, but I'm watching his buy, and yeah, he intentionally builds that and buys that and walks off the bat. That was 100% intentional.
Don't disrupt his play. It's been showing to be good. Even if he's doing some strange stuff, he's winning TCL games.
Now those bits will give him that maneuverability to avoid CC, so.
He's trying to run it down. That's exactly right. Maybe he is trying to run it down into this Cho'Gath. I don't think we're going to see this happen. I think he wants his cash, and they're going to be looking to take this game 3 and win the series for Team Monkey Brains.
Yeah, Toasty Monkey certainly want to do that. We're seeing a very early push going into the tower, and it's going to be tough for them to see us all of this under tower cleanly. That being said, Toasty and Monkey now walking forward, maybe looking for a little bit of deep vision.
Well, that is one of the problems when you are Kaisa in this early lane. It's not necessarily a horrible lane for you. The Trisk will always have priority. Oh, this is an early gank. If you look at Rammus back at the mid lane, the Rammus is going in, trying to find take mid range. The flash will go down. The Aniva's going to try and find the stun. The question is she in range? There are 2 people. They don't realize there's 2 people here. Wojtek is going to have the wall up. I don't think it's going to matter. Rookstown doesn't have flash. Ultimately, a good idea. I don't think that the Cho'Gath properly called that the Gnar was coming down, and as a result, that's going to be a 3 versus 2. First blood in the potential final game of the match to Team Monkey Brains.
Yeah, Joe just not realizing that he was getting vertically jungled. What actually originally had happened, Wally and Pokemon were literally just sitting waiting for him to show on his blue buff so they could kill him. But instead, what ended up happening is he went for that level 3 gank over onto the mid lane. And
we can look at the 2 junglers here. Oh, he actually is going to finish the steal right as Rammus gets there.
And he's going to get the scuttle as well, and he's going to be able to go by and contest the spot scuttle. It's an absolute disastrous start for this Rammus.
That is unfortunate. Waj is going to be able to flash out of that so he doesn't die. He is now without flash, which is a scary place to be. If I am the Anivia, I get 1100 gold, and I immediately go and build a
oh my god, Rookstown's just warded up everywhere too. Poor guy.
he's not going to be able to do anything. It looks like he's running in, trying to find a ward. He's looking for the gank. He's looking for the repeat mid lane. They are not going to be able to find it. And little does he know, the Kayn is right there. If he walks into that jungle, he's got to find a Kayn. Kayn, he hasn't shown yet. He hasn't shown yet.
Yeah, this is so rough. Man. He's just not going to be able to get any farm as Wojtek looks like he's about to get solo killed here.
Wojtek. Well, no, Wojtek still has the egg.
Yeah, but I mean, if he gets egg there, I think he still dies. But Rick's out, I guess, is here to help him. But look at this CS difference between the junglers now. Rick's been spent so much time walking around River and his jungle.
Yeah, the one thing here is I typically like to see the TP on the Anivia. The reason you do that is because you're probably going to get pushed out of lane. Like most people are like, oh, I'm against a bunch of aggro stuff.
I agree.
I should take the barrier. But when you're against aggro stuff like Assassins, it's actually pretty good to take the TP as long as you know how much damage they can do. If they push you out of lane, you can just go TP back, and it saves you from going too far down on those guys.
It's so much safety, especially mid lane where you don't. It's not necessarily as easy to freeze on you, especially when you're something like the Anivia. But that being said, Rick's now getting 3 buffed and looks like he's going to get double scuttled as well. While you're actually not walking up and very slow to take this, Rick's just kind of still on his top side, very, very slow in the jungle.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get in vision of the pink ward. I can see what he's doing right now because he doesn't have anywhere to go against it. He's looking for the top lane gank. Go back to top side here. Rammus is going on for the Gnar. They're going to be able to find the rupture onto him. This is going to have to be a flash or a jump over. The question is, he's in the middle. Yes, he finds the taunt. Exactly what you have to do. Just like that.
Oh my god,
Music wants to take it. He's not able to take it. Good dodge there from Tokimon Panda.
It's a double scuttle and dragon. Just none of the plays working out for Rick's out here.
Well, you know, he got the flash there. Almost a really, really good play there.
They traded 1-for-1 on the flashes, and Gnar still lives and is still maintaining a decent lead up here in the top lane.
That is true. That is true. Rook played that correctly. You know, because the Gnar always is going to walk to the other side and try to jump over, so he gets the full thing.
Oh, repeat.
Coming back for the repeat. Music isn't ready for him.
So far away, though. Yeah.
Man, Wojtek just taking all of the damage from I'll Take Mid here. I believe he still has the he still has the egg. We can see it in the passive icon bar right there. He's going to have to go back again.
And the CS difference that we're seeing up here in the middle lane as well. Not very explosive coming out of the bot lane outside of a little bit of hook action, but so far it's just kind of holding even, which I have to match this what Lucid was wanting, especially with this type of CS gap that we're seeing in favor of Kai'Sa. But everywhere else, this team is having a rough time.
Well, Tristana is a disgusting champion. I will take a late game Kai'Sa into this type of team comp over a late game Tristana any day because the Kai'Sa is able to melt those tanks. Really important. We haven't been able to see it the last couple games. And so, you know, if he sits here, he gets to farm up. You know, the team's down. They're only down like 1K. It's not that bad. Worst things have happened.
It's still walking forward. It takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to take all of that, but ultimately he does have a pot. He does have Biscuit.
Oh my god, Wally's just taking everything that Rickstown owns. Takes the Krugs and just jumps over the wall. Oh my god, this man's so much stronger.
Looking real good this game.
I kind of want to bounce off what you were saying, though, and talk about how it does get kind of tricky to play Kai'Sa later on, though. There's so many damage threats coming from TMB, especially with Kayn, with the kind of lead that he has now. I'm just worried that it gets to the point where it's almost impossible to play an AD carry into this team comp. Like, there's just nowhere where you can stand it. You can be safe and go on DPS.
Yeah, well, you are going to have to be the one when the Gnar jumps in. You're going to have to be standing in the back line. I know we've seen a lot of Elusive going for these crazy ults. I think that you will not win the team fight unless you confront to back and kill that Gnar and allow the rest of your team to exist. I want to see them play those team fights that way.
Yeah, and like let's not write off the Anivia though. Anivia is definitely a late game threat, doing a lot of damage with any sort of her ult. The entry's ticking. With that fervent barrier now, hopefully won't be dying or taking too much damage in this lane. But at the same time, we're seeing a complete role reversal. Now Monkey Brain's up in gold, almost the same amount as they were down in gold last game. And if they can maintain this type of momentum and make the same game plays they made last game, all of a sudden Chess Club is looking like they're in a much, much more different situation. Yeah,
they sure are, man. Oh boy. Well, you know, Chess Club, they want to be able to sit back. They want to be able to get the farm. Unfortunately, we already have a 30 CS gap in the mid lane. Can we see the gold right here, Mr. Producer Man?
Yeah, especially with the assist gold coming through. It's all 800 here.
Oh, Wally Warp on the side. Watch doesn't know he's there, I believe.
That's passive. Yeah, he's just going to try and get this late wave pushed out as fast as possible.
Hey, I think he's going to try and put a ward over the wall.
Wally finally taking a break from farm, and he's a little tired. He's harvested his crops. He's grown them to perfection. Has used a lot of that nice little soil, but Lucid Brain Flash.
Luciv is up. Yeah, Luciv does have the burn flash. That's unfortunate. Luciv is up on gold. He is the only member of his team that is up on gold right now. Now, we know he needs to live through him. He has the Kaisa, which is the single champion that he has been showing that he can carry these games on when everyone else isn't really able to play these kind of tank-killing threats. Now he needs to show, he basically has to show if he can actually do it.
Yeah, Droid a little bit out of lane there, so Monkey went for flash, and Luciv forced to respect it and flashing himself.
Forced to respect it. Wally Warp looking like he wants the dive here. Oh yeah, look at music. He actually had the ward the entire time.
Yep,
he leaves.
Exactly.
I
think he would have been fine. But I mean,
yeah,
you can drop aggro so easily with Kane.
Really, but you know what? He doesn't have. He also doesn't have Numb.
Oh, there you go. That makes a lot more sense. I definitely agree with that. Then you don't want tank. Kane to tank his entire health bar, but
yeah. Well, he's hit. He finds the damage. You know, the Kane walks top not because he wants to kill, but because he wants to charge that passive.
Kane has tier, by the way.
We missed a gank mid lane right there, but Rookstout does come in just really quickly. I'll take mid does have to flash away. I don't think anything notable happened besides that flash.
Yeah, Kane with the tier build going into this game, and that's a little bit of a weird departure, especially as Kane. You're not necessarily going with that on hit DPS, but he's decided he just wants it for the extra clear health. I don't know if I love it, but you do see it sometimes with the Manamune, but he's deciding he's going to go for a little bit more of that DPS assassin type thing.
Oh, the roam coming up. The ward's going to be found. This man in the mid lane on the bird doesn't start running quick enough, and he's going to just get taken down. He goes into the bird. There are 4 people mid lane. So unfortunate.
Yeah, well, mid.
He had the ward, and I think he was just watching. He was a little too focused on microing, unfortunately. Now, on the top lane, Joa is going to come and try to find the return. They're going to look to find him. Tokimon's running away with the hyper movement speed that he gets once he returns.
They can't do it.
Oh, they can't do anything. This man, at minimum, this man needs his the chem tank here.
Toki landing a really nice double stun with his W there over onto the Cho'Gath and the Burst out, so there's not going to be any follow-up CC.
Oh, the Kai'Sa's a little bit too far forward. He does have an ult. Let's see if he's able to get it. Yep, that's exactly what you do. He goes, he finds the dodge. A beautiful play by Luciv. Able to find all of the dodges. Immediately auto attacks. By the way, that's what you do as Kaisa. You never flash first, even if you have it. You go, you auto attack, you ult to the other side, and then you figure out what to do there. And then he waits, he's patient, waits on the hook, and he finds the perfect dodge. Great play from Lucid.
No Gale Force there. Now here's Droid to make sure he rewards his AD carry with a wave. At the same time, ulting over to the other side.
Ooh.
A lot of damage.
Is this a potential kill? Yeah, Waj doesn't want to go any further in because if he does, I'll take mid. Yeah, he still has the ult up, so he's got to be really careful here. If he gets hit with a stun, he dies because he does not have that egg up right now.
Yeah, no, there's no blue available. The invade coming through from the side of Wally Warp, taking that blue and now passing their own blue over onto the mid his mid laner. But that play in the bot lane, Luciv ulting back over to the other side of the play, dodging the Kane W, and then dodging the special, dodging absolutely everything and saving his heal throughout all of that. Impressive play.
Oh, Monkey's gonna troll this Braum right here.
Yeah, Braum knows he's on the ward, but now here's mid coming through, and Monkey's gonna go.
Oh, not a troll! It actually is a potential kill. They find the full stun onto him. I'll take mid is waiting to use the ult, and he uses it.
That's a troll.
Monkey
Droid for sure knows that the support's not in the bot lane. You have to assume that support is around the mid lane there. The ward disappears when you're basing on it, and you still try to continue your base.
That was an incredible game IQ play by Monkey right there. Knows where Droid is. Even after the vision leaves, he knows he's still there, recalling, and he waits until the last possible second, counts down in his head, and finds the hook to help I'll take mid secure that kill. Great play from Monkey right there.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit of discussion about the tier build on Kane, and you typically go that when you're going blue Kane, which I guess is, he has the kind of lead where he can kind of do whatever he wants, but we had discussed this being a prime red Kane game.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because it definitely does a lot of damage here. Rook Stout doesn't have the
Miniway's going to be here to troll the Rammus. Oh, poor guy.
Droid 8, Droid 8 looks like he wants a droid. You don't want it, Brady. You don't want it. You got to get out. Yeah, trust me.
This is pre-transformation Kane, but the exhaust
they're calling for the fight. Oh, Rook Stout with a beautiful dodge right there. They're going to be able to find the stun.
Oh, they're going to kill him.
Warp goes down. Oh man, Rook Stout with an incredible dodge onto the CC that would have taken him out of the Powerball.
Exactly.
Great play right there from Rook Stout in the resulting from the bot lane. You love to see
it. And then going over onto actually the Thresh with the knockback, making sure that Thresh is in a bad spot so the Lantern isn't able to do anything, even if Wally's able to take it. Dies with Ulta, dies with the flash up, just because he can't do anything through all that CC.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. Luciv getting hit with all the CCs. Gonna miss the Void Seeker. He has the ult to get back out.
That's a
Toasty
very
goes over
ambitious
the wall.
jump. Now here's Rammus.
Can the Anivia roam down? They have to call the Anivia. The Flash will go over the wall, and he will get out scot-free, I believe. But Monkey now actually caught out right here. Rook Stout, yeah. The question is will they have enough? They do have the Flash onto it. Kaisa gonna be able to pick up that kill.
Wow. Bunch of really good plays from Chess Club trying to stabilize this game. But now we're seeing kind of like another role reversal. Monkey Brains with this huge lead in the early game now, making a couple of rough plays from the side of the support and the mid laner. That wasn't really Monkey. That was more Toasty. I'll say that. But that's a lot of money in the pocket of the enemy carry.
Monkey was running around trying to position in such a way to get him out via the Lantern, and then he just flashed over the wall. Anyway, Wally Warp coming in
doesn't have transformation.
Lane. Oh, he doesn't. It's actually kind of late in the game. Rook Stout able to find it. Wojtek,
nice flash.
I'll take mid with a beautiful flash, but Wojtek also able to use his flash. No, he does not flash right there. Not sure what happened. Meanwhile, top lane, we got Music X 1 versus 2. They're going to be able to find the kill. That's definitely a sure kill right there. Meanwhile, we're going back to the lane. Are they able to find it?
What the heck just happened?
Finding the kill onto I'll take mid on the Syndra. That's a 1-for-1 across the map right there.
Syndra getting super greedy there, looking for the egg kill over onto the Anivia, but with the Rook Stout still in the area, still dealing deeps in the minion wave as well. It doesn't end up looking like a very good play at all. But meanwhile, top lane, we're seeing kind of what we expect to see, but the egg, just like the last little bit of damage from that Leandri is egging him, going super greedy, and Rook Stout flashing over with the time. And he's not able to take the Lantern.
Toasty, she caught behind Dragon Pit once again. I feel like
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu, yeah.
Even Mama Knowles is flaming Toasty in chat right now. Let's get back on track, brother.
Yeah, how about let's draw up a little diagram and just pretend this section of the map doesn't exist, and I'm sure Toasty could just be golden.
That's brilliant. I think that would be a good play right here. Rook Stout.
That being said, that's a lot of gold back for the Anivia, who's doing super far behind, but some shutdown gold, some CS, and just that trading for that egg with the flash over from Rook Stout doing a lot of work.
Oh, this could be a 3 for 3 in the bot lane right here. Droid hit with that hook, but look how low Monkey is. Monkey is very slow. Lucid flashes forward. Lucid goes forward with the ult. He's actually able to find it. Wally does not have the damage. The question is can Toasty in the middle of the team fight 1 versus 3 find it? He can't. Toasty is now by himself on the top side. Luciv with the clutch ult back onto the team, and the Gale Force resulting finds the kill, gets out scot-free. They're going to possibly even turn this into a dragon here. Rook Stout trying to take the Powerball back into the fight. He realizes he probably doesn't want it. They should probably just give this dragon call it a day, call it a 1 fight. Show up next time.
Yeah, Lucy going absolutely crazy there with the ult Gale Force forward, killing off Monkey there, as meanwhile Rook Stout is just zoning the enemy jungler, and the jungler tries to go really hard for Luciv since he has Gore Drinker. He doesn't quite have ult. That's the difference maker, and the entire time Toasty's trying to hit 3 different people and isn't able to kill any of them.
Man, that's a hard call to make. Really unfortunate there for the side of the Chess Club, because they did give that dragon up. They were potentially in a situation where they could get it. Such a hard call to make. The unfortunate thing is the resulting scenario is now they're down 3-0 Drakes before 20 minutes into the game.
Exactly, and now going for that transformation with not
Pokemon Panda goes over the wall. He's going to use the Stride Breaker. He ends up getting Wojtek going against the wall. I'll take mid, finds the stun, kills him. Waj is not in a great spot right now, I gotta tell you, despite the fact that his team and Luciv are doing okay.
Yeah, Luciv 4-0, but Waj getting caught with the backside of that Gnarl and still dies.
Oh, look how fast this man is. He's going to be able to find I'll take mid. They have to get all the damage on him. They have to find the kill. No. He is here to eat, baby. Tiger is eating. Meanwhile, Monkey are potentially a little bit caught out. Wally Warp does find this Herald here. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just trying to find one kill after another kill after another kill. The flash over the wall completely misses it. Now Luciv is here. He is showing up to party, baby. Right here, Pokemon Panda has a chance to maybe make some kind of CC play. Ultimately, Luciv gonna go over the wall. Find the stun, Droid. Good guy, Greg, on Droid right there, able to block that last pass so Luciv can find the kill. We're back in business for the Chess Club, baby, and they ain't done. These guys are massively bloodthirsty.
Might be an ace.
Over the wall, able to go find Toasty. Ultimately, looks like they're just going to try to find a fuck with the fight onto Wally right here. Music X with the second rupture in a wall, able to find that. These guys are going to be pushing down some actual real-life objectives. Would you believe it or not? The Chess Club with the big team fight victory.
Yeah, the entire time while mid is getting gone on, his jungler is trying to secure the Rift Herald, but mid dies for free, and then it's a chain feud after that. Monkey dies following that, and Wally shortly following that. But at the same time, Pokemon Panda gets yet another ult because just Star Things, that CD on his ult is non-existent, goes Mega Narc, but it isn't enough to save him. And then Wally's trying to secure the red buff for his top laner before it gets, or excuse me, his AD carry before it gets stolen. And it just doesn't matter because Lucid is 6-0, and Music X is in that fight saying, "Feed me, I am hungry, Cho'Gath."
As J-Bob would say, J-Bob may not be here in chat, but he is here in spirit. That Cho'Gath is hungry.
He's a hungry boy, but
That's
at the
a
same
hungry
time,
boy.
so is Lucid, and boy is he getting fed.
He is getting fed. The man is 6-0. He has found his lethality item. He's going to be looking for the attack speed, and at 3 items, he might be able to kill this entire enemy team.
I absolutely agree. He's got that Q evolution now, and now it's building toward that E evolution. He is going to be able to do whatever he wants in this game.
I do want to point out that Tokimon is building a Bork. Do you want to analyze that real quick?
So I have to say, this is definitely, I mean, I'm not saying I agree, but they're playing more of a pick split push comp. So Pokemon maybe playing more for the side lane pressure against
Joa up top. Music X with another
Strikebreaker doesn't make
rupture. Strikebreaker doesn't make it. I actually don't think it goes through walls at all. He's able to find that kill. Music X with another kill. Now he's going to be wishing he built a couple tank stats.
And Rammus, despite an absolutely devastating early game, now even in levels highly up in kill participation, and Wally can't do anything but watch as the map falls apart around him.
And the Chess Club inching back moment by moment. Funny enough, they're finding all of these kills. They are still behind. They have a lot more to go before the end of this, but they are making the right moves every single time. And in a late game team fight, I take the Chess Club all day long with this Fed Kaisa, with the Anivia, who can just prevent people from walking at him. Yeah, W misses, although I don't know if he wanted to take that in.
I think he absolutely wanted that. He has heal, he has flash. If he's able to dodge the stun with the Gale Force, he just hunts his arrows. I'll take Syndra.
Yeah, maybe I just have PTSD playing against Syndra.
True. Absolutely. I mean, that being said, Rick's not really giving Wally Warp a taste of his own medicine. Wally Warp on the Udyr the last 2 games running at absolute blazing speed at the enemy team, and now Rick's out with the Chem Tank and the Rammus giving them a little bit of that speed meta.
Turns out movement speed is one of the best stats in the game. Who could have possibly thunk it? Bot lane, we're going to have Anivia just getting absolutely chunked out. Oh, man, the ult did not go through. That must have been... Yeah, the ult did not go through from I'll take mid, and I think he would have had a kill there if he would have gotten the ult off.
I think so as well. Anivia with no one down there to protect her as the rest of her team is posturing on that mid turret is just on an island down there, but at the same time, I'll take mid is still looking strong.
That is a good Rift Herald right here. They have to address it. They have to go for the fight and prevent this thing because the 4th dragon. Look at this Rift Herald.
Pressure. Oh my god, they're going to get it. Oh, that's
Rift Herald running away. Oh, I love it. Voitek, yeah, they're just going to let it go. Oh man, that might actually kill the turret and get a second charge off.
Droid, this doesn't do anything if you're there. Oh my god, Droid, just let it kill the turret. You're not with the team. You're completely postured.
This isn't a great position to be in, and it's not a great position for Voitek to be in. Voitek goes over the wall. He does have the flash, so he's not in the worst position all time. Blue team will take it. This is going to get it. Wally Warp going to get absolutely one shot. A brilliant ult from Droid on the line onto Toasty at the huge knockup. The kill goes down. Toasty 08, or Toasty TG is the only one left right here. Lucid is able to get in and find that. What the hell just happened right there? Now,
oh my god, they're still going hard.
Looking for this fight. What on earth just happened? Droid 08 with one of the most incredible Braum ults I have ever seen finds Toasty with the very last bit of it. Toasty has to jump out, doesn't get to be part of the fight, and the rest of the team absolutely cleans up.
Yeah, I mean, some impressive team fighting from the side of the Chess Club. Droid 08, I thought he was in a bad position. He was just on the flank from, and Music X just walked up to the entire enemy team. He's so menacing on this Cho'Gath. He just walked up and slowly down smashed, and just Syndra lands a really nice little flank but it's not going to be enough because Luciv and Wojtek are on the backline taking almost no damage from her, and the ult just going to be on the Anivia egg, and Luciv ults over to the other side and is able to just 100-0 basically the entire backline. And 1v1, excuse me, not even, because it's kind of a 1v3 as he just kills them all off. The TP comes over super late from Tokamon, who is on that split push duty like you were saying, and he's just there basically to int.
He absolutely freaking is. That was a gold swing right there. Officially, officially, Wojtek might be a little bit caught out. The TP's coming from behind. Rook's down here. If Wojtek can stay alive, I believe he has the egg. He does have the egg. They have to kill this, guys. The ult is going to go through. Pokemon Panda is gonna die. Wally Warp is in the middle of them. He's trying to stay alive. He's untargetable. How long is it gonna last for? Toasty TG over the wall. Music X, don't go too far right here. You are walking into an enemy team. Droid 08 right here. Yeah, Luciv says, I don't even want to be a part of this fight. He probably should be because he could just go take out the rest of his team. But he wants to be taking these turrets. Monkey is running up.
He does no damage.
Yeah, Monkey isn't even helping Toasty, who has to ult away the enemy team right here. Luciv is so far forward.
Actually 1v3.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. These guys have the advantage. The gold has swung. This late game team fight comp is actually now finally ready for this game. We're seeing the chess club take over. The question is will they take over for the game, for the series, or will there be some kind of comeback? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, Wojtek and down in the bottom lane saying calling name is but not for me, harnessing the power of Poultry and using his egg to get out. Meanwhile, the rest of his team collapses and is able to save him by directing hook.
Power of Poultry? Did my man just say the power of Poultry? Oh, I like that a lot. I've never heard that one. That's truly. You couldn't have come up with that. You're not that funny.
I mean, I was coming up with it while you're talking about it. I don't know what you're talking about. We got such a wrinkly brain over here that we're just trying to analyze this game and try and make some sort of chaos theory order out of this disorder. But at the same time, I'm not sure how I'll take Mid and his cohort are going to be able to pull this back to pull it into a win. Wally Warp with 2 kill participation and the rest of his team not looking much better.
Don't worry. The Gnar has finished the Bort, guys. He finally does damage.
Oh, man.
Totally going to be the win condition of this game. Oh, and look, he's actually caught out.
Oh, no, he sees Boy.
Come on, watch. Place the ult. Just place the ult. Yep, you got to place the ult. You got to slow him. Now you got the wall. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on, place the wall.
Wait,
well, he gets the wall off. I think it's going to be a little bit too late. Luciv is a little bit out of position there. He's able to destroy away to be able to peel for him. Wally's already used the ult. Now Monkey has to go over the wall. You can keep going on this fight. A lot of damage from the Syndra. A lot of damage from the Syndra. Luciv might live. Luciv might live. Luciv is going to live. Go. HP. He gets caught by the Syndra. Everything. The ult goes down. The stun goes down. The unleashed power. He is ultimately going to live. Droidoid is on the side, trying to kill, the rest of his team is trying to go for these kills. Wait! Rook Stout doesn't get hit with that hook. Did he flash? I don't think I really saw what just happened there. The team fight's going down. Wally Warp is the only one left. Can he carry for the team? He can't. That's going to be an ace for the chess club in this game 3 right here.
Yeah, Luciv taking down to 13 HP. That last little tick is going to be enough to do anything. It's even with the red smite coming through over top, but at the same time, they try and defend a doomed tower. Even after I'll take mid is dead, you cannot do that. Your win con is I'll take mid doing something in the middle of this fight, and they go for that fight. They land a nice hook with the Anivia zoning over top, and it's just an absolute doomed scenario where they can't do anything. They needed to just disengage from that turret and give it up as soon as I'll take mid died.
It absolutely is. This is exciting. This is the kind of game we wanted to see from the chess club that we just haven't gotten to see. These guys are going to go and they're going to take this next dragon. They have to right now because this is soul point. And the last thing you want to do is go give a soul to this enemy team with Pokemon Panda, who actually has a chance of becoming tanky right here.
I mean, yeah, at the same time, it's a mountain soul, and there's actually nobody tanky on the other side of it. I mean, Pokemon went for this crazy split push build and is now not split pushing at all because he's kind of been punished for it, and they're not able to really make use of this Gnar at all. And at the same time, they're just the other team's going to be able to stack up to 4 mountain picks if it even goes that long, and it's going to be an unkillable Cho'Gath, an unkillable Rammus, and an unkillable probably even Braum with this type of gold difference.
And Toasty TG here, just not able to find the impact that he did over the last few games. He absolutely smurfed that Vayne game. Now he has 1 kill participation. He's down about 60 CS. Not really sure what I'd say what happened. I think, some people will say they for fun draft. They're kind of playing it slow. whatever it is, man, Luciv finally turning on his screen right here. Wojtek able to find the damage that he needs to. I like this version of the chess club. I kind of wish they brought it out 1 or 2 games earlier, but you know what? Better late than never, brother.
Yeah, Luciv deciding to not just play on Spidey senses and has actually turned on his monitor and is actually playing it. That being said,
it's exactly right.
Luciv is smurfing the crap out of this game. He's on this guy, so he's actually unstoppable. He's just doing whatever he wants and living. And then the entire time, I don't know if Luciv doesn't troll, how are they going to be able to kill him?
Not easily. Music X is a big freaking Cho'Gath. And
Yeah,
he ain't even level 16.
George stands in front of Luciv and tanks any sort of Cinder damage.
I will say here, go straight to Baron. Go straight to Baron. Don't sit in the mid lane. Just go straight to Baron here.
Yeah, once again, the necessary Void Staff, a little bit of Sonya's action, but at the same time, they're just going to run it down middle as is the NA style.
And around the Sim, yeah, how many? Oh, we got 10 stacks here from 10 stacks here from Cho'Gath. Looking pretty freaking beefy, and the moment he gets that level 16, he's going to be huge. You got to go and you got to one-shot this. Luciv making the call. Really smart play by Luciv there. The rest of the team lagging behind. He's like, no, guys, seriously, go take it. They actually cannot contest it. Droid, I think he needs to stand on the other side of the wall right now. He doesn't bring any value while he's there. Oh, yeah,
there's no
ultimately.
vision. And then with the Cho'Gath chomp, it's just completely free. I mean, like you were saying, Cho'Gath's pretty big, getting yet another stack off that Baron. If I were to say how big I'd say he's at least 1 Teemo wide. Can confirm that at the very least, and he's looking pretty big.
Do you teach math?
I have in the past. I can't say it's my strong suit. I didn't get that quite far past 3rd grade math myself, so usually I try to stick to algebra.
Well, you would be a good computer science teacher with that with that comment right there. Yes, he is greater than or equal to 1 Teemo in the.
Hey, I'm here for the safe analysis. I'll leave the actual difficult analysis to the analyst desk.
It's the analyst desk. Yeah, we're just here to have a good time. The analyst desk is where it actually gets real.
You know, I've studied from the school of Madden, and I can tell you that whoever's Nexus dies is going to lose the game.
The school of John Madden. That's exactly right. Well, I think the thing I'm happiest about is that my man, Titanium Skull, back in the analyst desk here. I missed him dearly. He's a good guy to have around, and he's here, and he's just smurfing on the analyst desk right here. So.
Absolutely. Enjoyed smurfing on his prom around the side below by himself, but looks that's getting home.
Exactly right here. Man, look at that Anivia. You can't do anything. She puts the ult down.
Zone controlled Pokemon.
Oh, look at Tokimon. Look at Tokimon just ignoring the rest of his team.
Yeah, he has no rage bar, though, because hasn't quite hit that timing.
Music's so tanky, gonna get caught up at the front. None of it's gonna matter. These guys are just gonna run it around.
Oh my god,
here.
loses damage!
Oh my god.
Hits him with the QW auto, and Wally has to go back to base.
Music X getting hooked under towers, getting taken all this damage. I don't know if he has a War Magios yet. I'm gonna guess no. He is able to just go back and TP back. This next dragon is coming up soon. These guys can hang out here. You get the priority, you walk the dragon, you're good to go, baby.
Yeah, we're seeing both teams kind of do a little dose-to-do here, winning the early game and losing a little bit later on, but oh my god!
Oh, the Gnar! It gets stopped! His jump actually gets stopped at the start here. Luciv is down though! Oh, this is going to be absolutely disastrous, I believe. Well, actually, maybe isn't. I don't know. Is the Cinder going to die? The Cinder looks like she's going to live. Droid away. Wojtek at the back end. I thought that was disastrous because Luciv goes down at the beginning of the fight. Little did we know that was going to be an easy win for the Chess Club on the back of Music X, who barely took any damage. Brooke Stout, who flashed onto the Cinder to prevent any of her follow-up damage. Ultimately, a great fight. I don't think they can finish, though, because look at Wojtek's mana here.
Yeah, just too much of a gold diff here. Honestly, what ended up happening in the middle of that fight was Tristan was a little bit late to that fight, and that didn't quite get the initial damage, but the Gnar jump actually gets powerballed. And then it knocks him back. It gets powerballed, so it knocks him back slightly. And then what ends up happening is Altiface lands a really, really nice stun, still smurfing this game. And then Gnar flashes in, lands a 4-man ult, putting Luciv into a really bad spot. But the goal difference is just too much.
Well, Luciv is going to complete his Infinity Edge, and now he has the stopwatch for the next time that happens. I don't think he dies again this game. That's going to be my
I can't
call.
believe Tokemine is still deciding to build damage. I mean, it looks like he's probably going to get a Sterex or something like that, but I don't know, dude. This looks like he's actually just kind of trolling.
What are the odds that Luciv doesn't die again in this match? What are we betting it? Is it 2-1?
I don't know. He's not
3 to
exactly what I call a KDA player. So at the same time, he's going to be looking to make plays on this team. So I'll take the under on that one.
It's not an over and under.
I don't know. I'm not very good at gambling. Last time I went to Vegas, I came out with only the shirt on my back. So
an over under is like on the score. This is a prop bet. We'll lose some tie again.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm just prop betting.
It's not how betting works. Go talk to your local bookie. Oh, these guys are just running down mid. Anivia is behind. Like, guys, wait up! I'm here. The poultry power.
Oh my god. Poultry power.
Wally warp completely caught. Luciv, I think it's just he's gonna have to ult over the wall. He actually has to place the vision first so he can do it. That is definitely worth the ult in this situation. You got 3 inhibitors down.
Honestly, he's just cosplaying Kane. You know, Kane internally is dealing with a lot of turmoil, has to always fight his dark side, and Wally Warps is just giving into the inside.
Well, let's catch that right here. This could be the end of this game. Luciv is going to get hit with all of the Syndra damage. He's going to have the GA. He actually got a GA before he came back. He's going to be alive. Toasty dies. That GA is going to be absolutely gigantic. That is going to mark the end of this game. An incredible game here by the Chess Club.
Yeah, Luciv looking absolutely dominant. Really showing that he is that hard carry threat, and Wojtek just that silent carry the entire time, making sure that his team has zone control. But the music acts, Cho'Gath, and
folks, if you're in here in chat, I hope you're having as good a time as we are, because we have a series right now. That was an incredible game right there. A couple spicy picks, as the Tranimal points out in chat. But at the end of that game, the Chess Club, maybe it takes them 3 games, but they finally got their stuff together, and they went and they played gosh darn League of Legends, and they played it well. That was awesome. We're going to see Luciv with that damage carry. Look at that Syndra. That Syndra did a lot, but it wasn't enough. That's
exactly what we thought. Yeah, he was an absolute smurf this entire time, landing huge stuns.
Huge stuns. Incredible game right here. Boy, listen, I'm happy we got a series. These guys got to win 3 more. But man, that was a lot of fun to watch, and I am so happy we've got a series to come back for game 2.
We got a grand finals.
So, all right, folks, we're going to kick it over to the analyst desk here. We'll be back in about 6-7 minutes, let's say. Stay tuned with us. Hope you're having a good time, and we got a series to come back to here. See you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The reverse sweep has begun. A little early to say that, but one thing I would like to say definitively, and if you know me at all, you know this to be true, or have at least heard me say it before. Ramus OP. Ramus difference, right? Right? That's what we all saw, right? Oh, was that just me? Was that just me? Okay. Well, let's get straight into it then. Let's start with the draft like we have every single time. Definitely mixed it up. Saw a lot of different things there. Tranimal, highlights from the draft. What exactly did we see?
Team Monkey Brains was living up to their name, that's for sure. They actually, the draft was so bad for them that Ramus actually spent the entire early game rolling around lane to lane doing absolutely nothing. Literally nothing at all. And they still managed to win the game because the draft difference was just that bad. Kane was a trolling pick, especially because they could have had Udyr. The Syndra pick into the Anivia, that's absolutely trolling. Just pick Victor again. And then, I don't know, it just, on all accounts, seemed like it was just a troll draft.
I would like to say that from the Chess Club side, they did finally pick a second carry that could at least help Luciv do some damage.
True.
And Luciv finally got his Kaisa. I mean,
yes.
Was the Nunu ban worth it?
I don't know about that.
I do want to say, too, there was something about the Cho'Gath pick. I know a couple people were a little critical of them stealing Cho'Gath over the Ornn. I think that Cho'Gath is a pick that, over the course of the series, has proven to be over series, there's metas that evolve in series. And the Cho'Gath pick is going to be a big pick because of how much of a front line it provides, where even when you're so far behind, it's almost impossible to cut through as a carry. You eventually get that Gargoyle Stone Plate, and it's just, you're unkillable for however long. putting a hyper carry like Kaisa behind that, it's going to be an insane combination 100% of the time.
That's what we saw in the last team fight there. The Cho was just in the middle of that team fight, and he popped that Gargoyle Stone Plate. Luciv even died, and they were still able to continue winning that fight because the Cho'Gath still had more than half of his health left due to that.
Yeah, one point that I want to like go into a little bit more from what you just said, Tranimal, was the Syndra pick into the Anivia. Mid did the most damage in the game, so I feel it's a little harsh to say like absolute troll. Am I right? Or is winning lane like that not enough? I mean, this is the third game in a row we've seen where winning early has absolutely no correlation on winning late, right?
Mm-hmm. So the reason I say strong, it's obviously a bit of hyperbole. Syndra's a good champion. It's strong. It does a lot of damage. But the problem is when games go late, Syndra does get outscaled by other control mages unless it's able to hit massive AoE stuns on a consistent basis. And the reason that is because your ultimate is single target. You can blow up one champion, and no carry champion should be in range for you. Late game, when you're going through a Rammus, Cho'Gath, and then a Braum, you're just not going to be able to get that meaningful damage down. So while you're doing massive AoE damage to that Cho'Gath, you're stacking up an insane amount of damage. You're not killing him. It's just meaningless damage too. I mean, it's just stat street filler.
And in the mid game, when Syndra was strong, they weren't getting those team fights or even picks from Team Monkey Braids to be able to let Syndra do even more damage, because the chess club was just so enamored with getting picks this game, and that's really what drove their comeback. They just kept picking. They got to pick on a Syndra, they got to pick on the support Thresh, then they got to pick on the jungler, and from there it just kept rolling.
Yeah. I agree completely. I mean, Abarn said it during the cast. Movement speed is one of the most OP and undervalued stats in the entire game. Also, mentioning the support Thresh getting picked out, that is a Diamond 2 support main who failed to flash on a thin part of the red buff wall. Monkey, you like it when I cast your games? Well, there's me flaming you for being terrible. That was, I don't know, man. I had so much fun watching that game because it was just so refreshingly different than the first two we watched. They seemed so similar, right? We saw Hecarim snowball for Joa early, and then it fall apart for them later. But this time it was the other way around. They were on the back foot. They stepped it up. They did what their comp needed to do. Bought some time to scale, and Luciv went from 6-0 to 9-0 to like 12-0. Right? The man pumped out the damage. So we're proving that if you put this man on a carry and give him just a little bit of room to, he definitely can. But I was just informed that the chess club is going to be back on red side this time. So are we going to return to the draft strategies of the first two? Just kidding. Live update from production. Thank you, Mr. Lost in the Sauce. They are going back to blue side, which I like. It gives them that first pick to try to get that priority target, because I don't know what they would have changed about their draft strategy from the first two. Going into this one, though, how does Monkey Brains fix their draft into something a little bit less terrible?
I think they need to definitely ban out the Kaisa. We saw how much damage Luciv was able to dish out when he was able to get free. That's one thing. And then I think from the jungling perspective, I think we need something a little bit more consistent than the Kayn. I think Kayn is really a feast or famine type champion in the jungle. And if he's not able to get into massive team fights where he's able to drain tank and heal up, and we saw him getting picked in the jungle consistently, we need to see something more consistent, maybe a little bit more tanky, to give mid and Toasty some front line so that they can dish out the damage as we saw in the first games.
Yeah, no doubt. Tranwell, what do you think? What happens with Team Monkey Brains draft this time?
I would like to see also, I agree with all those points there. I would also like to see mid play a harder scaling pick, just because the chess club is a team that has enough macro and has found a way to genuinely stall games out for a long period of time. And Syndra is not the best scaling one. I would like him more on that Victor. I would like to actually see him early on in one of his assassin picks. I know that opens up counterpick for Wojtek, but something like a Silas could provide pressure. I know it's not been banned out early every time. I think it'd be curious to see if he could snowball the game playing something like that, and offer a 1-3-1 threat if they get Tokimon the Nard pick as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. It was a very interesting game, and I tell you what, I enjoyed the Braum pick from Droid this time. He looked fine on the Thresh. I think he looked better than Monkey did on the Thresh. I wasn't watching the support play super close this game, but I think Monkey has better champions than Thresh. Although I think everyone was caught with that Tristana Thresh first pick and going, are they going to flip the Salty Run back on its head and steal their team comp? And man, I wish they would have. That would have been, first of all, a better team comp than what they ended up drafting. And second, just so funny, because if they would have won that, beat them with their own team comp, that's how you really put the hammer in the coffin as the best team. But they dropped one. Did they just get cocky? Are they bad? I don't know.
The chess club is out of this by any means. I think they can definitely come out and take another couple games. They have a chance of winning, but we'll have to see them play consistently and have a better early game than they did this game, especially if they're going to run a similar composition.
Yeah, junglers definitely need a little bit more early game focus this time. We saw a lot of failed ganks in the early game.
A lot, yeah.
That just didn't amount to anything, and then that allowed the chess club, who had a better scaling comp, which seems to be the theme in this series, is whoever has the better late game comp kind of waits out that mid game. Yeah, a few jungle games go through. The dragons start going one way or the other, and then whoever gets that soul come late game just kind of runs away with it.
Did we even see the soul this time, though? I completely agree with what you're saying, like, about those dragons snowballing, but I know that Monkey Brain sat on soul point for so long and were never able to actually get that mountain drake. Did we ever see it actually go all the way back over? I'm not sure. I don't know if we had enough time for 4 drakes.
I think they had soul point again.
Did they? So 3 drakes aside? Okay.
I think they ended it.
Okay. So, like, let's just quick hypothetical. Let's do some analysis from the analyst desk, right? Imagine same 5 bans, but instead of the Nunu, they ban out the Kaisa. What does the chess club put Prio on and pull in there instead? Like, what do you get to give yourself the same sort of success in this next game? Because you got to remember, that's 1 win, sure. That puts us 2-3 on the night, but Monkey Brain says that free win coming in, so they're still sitting on match point. Chess Club cannot afford to drop another game, or they are out and the season is over. So what do you get first round to make sure that you have success in this next game?
I think you absolutely can still go with the Tristana. It's still a very good scaling pick, and especially since Wojtek swapped over to the Anivia instead of Ahri, I think it gives them a much more powerful 1-2 punch late game in team fights.
Yep.
So I think that is an approach they can take.
Would definitely like to see Monkey go back to either the Leona or something that can kind of disrupt a little bit more than the Thresh game, because I just feel like he didn't get enough use out of the Thresh in that game to really make a difference.
Man, you say disrupt. I would love to see Monkey on a Rel this next game, depending on the matchup, of course. But I think Monkey's very good at that champion. I think that champion's a lot of fun to watch in the hands of someone who is good at it. Trenwell, I agree with your take as well. Seeing Wojtek on the Anivia instead of the Ahri made such a huge difference, even when Wojtek got caught out like 5 or 6 times in the early game, right? So those are our takes, but we're going to switch back over to the casters right now so we can get into this next game and see what the teams have cooked up in the meantime.
We are back. Back for this next game, rather. Watched the comeback from the chess club on an incredible match, what I would say to be a much better draft than what they did last time, and we're here for it. Right now, our official score is 3-1. One more win gets Team Monkey Brains the final grand prize. Right here, the chess club has to win 3 in a row, and there's no going back. Join with me on the desk here, AI Box. Are you excited for this game? You excited?
Are you kidding me? After watching the last game, after watching our takes kind of just be flipped on their head, talking about Chess Club now falling behind early, Rick Stout himself actually falling super far behind with some of the early things that happened in the jungle, and then running it back to be able to be an absolute menace in the mid game on this Rammus, getting a lot of kills mid, getting kills top, and then just walking around and being the kind of the vintage Rick Stout that we're used to seeing. And then the team comp really coming to shine. And I gotta say, I had said in the draft that I was worried that they didn't have enough engage, but it doesn't matter when you're always postured correctly around the team fight, around the objective, and forcing the team fight to come to you, forcing the team fight to come into the Cho'Gath, to come into the Anivia, and then the Rammus is just able to counter engage and use his Powerball to disengage the other team.
Absolutely here. Well, let's see if this kind of like improved draft, some actual ability to kill tanks, continues through this draft here. I ties.
Oh, we got banned the second time. Yeah.
What did they? Yeah, no, they didn't pick jungle.
They
I believe
bot lane.
I believe the Syndra was last pick.
They went top lane. Yeah. So
That's interesting. I think we've seen obviously like the Gnar and the Cho'Gath are preferred picks here for Tokimon Panda. What I will say is that we've seen him play the Shen before. And so it's like, yeah, the worst case scenario, like you are first pick because you're red side, you're first pick that second rotation.
Yep.
And so like, fine, let them double ban top. Like if they're double banning top, you're probably not getting a required ban somewhere else anyway.
What I will say I really like about this draft, now that we're kind of going into the next game, I really like that the chess club actually decided to go blue side this time around. And of course, we're seeing that respect Kai'Sa ban, making sure that they don't get that champion again. Now they lose a ban on their side of the matchup. Now that they're red side, yeah, they get 2 picks here, but they're forced to use a ban. You're kidding me. The blind pick Vayne into the Cho'Gath.
Oh my God, we got a game. The first pick Vayne. Let's see what they're going to be able to put up against it. But oh my God, Toasty TG coming out with some of the best confidence we've seen in TCL so far, pulling that early Vayne. And it worked out last time.
The last game wasn't really on him. I mean, he had kind of a rough time being able to get into fights, being able to shoot through the front line, but it wasn't really on him. And he's saying, I'm going to play with confidence. You can pick the Tristan again if you want. You can pick what?
The Lucian. We're back here with the special here. Good call from them. Interesting they banned the Ori. I almost just want to see them ban Kai'Sa Ezreal or Kai'Sa Ezreal Lucian right there if they're really trying to do that. That's not going to get locked in. No way that gets locked in.
Yeah, I could see the Hook champion instead, absolutely. Morgana's already banned, so it doesn't give him any sort of necessarily, oh, I don't know about this. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was going to say, I don't know about this.
Dude, if they would have locked the crank on series point,
having
point,
championship,
the literal cojones.
Championship point.
Yeah, sorry, championship point, having the cojones to lock in the Blitzcrank. That would have been one of the best moves in TCL history, but he is gonna back it off and take what makes much more sense, which is the Braum.
Yeah, I like the Leona into the Braum as well, and I also like both supports here. You kind of give Lucian the ability to play aggressive in lane, aggressive on this Vayne in particular, and the ability to kite this Udyr out a little bit, and also prevent any sort of Leona jump onto him with a passive.
I want to see something that can effectively dive this Vayne, and I don't know what's going to be, especially because you only have jungle. You only have jungle and mid left. I'm just a little bit concerned that the Vayne and whatever I'll take mid picks can actually out DPS the front to back.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
And at the same time, you kind of wonder if Lucian's going to be able to do the same kind of thing that Vayne is going to be able to do on the front side. Like you're saying, you don't really have a way of getting onto the Vayne super easily. If Toasty positions well, he's going to be dishing it out, and Lucian might not be able to keep up that level of DPS.
I'm having a hard time focusing because these copy pastas are just getting rich. In the chat here, thanks to everyone who has joined. You are making this a fun night for all of us. We're here late, but we're here for it. I must say, this is, of course, the second stream because we did have the stream go down for a second. Once we upload, we will go ahead and splice those two things together. But anyone who's been here for the long road, it's been about 3.5 hours. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun. Hope you do.
Absolutely. It's been an absolutely crazy series. Both the team that you'd expect coming out of the early game to carry it through just has not been the one to carry it through every single game so far. So I feel like it's so tough to make any prediction at 20 minutes because you never know what type of explosive team will break out and how the rest of the 20 minutes or however long.
We believe in our brave little toaster here on the Vayne. He has first picked it. The Skarner gonna get picked. I have never actually seen Rook Stout play it, so it's an interesting pick.
He's certainly familiar on it, and it kind of fits into the same vein of what he was doing on the Rammus. I think he's worried about a little bit on the Rammus. He's just going to get kited all the hell against this Udyr, against this Leona, and is ever actually going to be able to get into on this main. And I see an interesting note from the chat actually about.
How do you see an interesting note in the chat? The only thing in the chat is my brave little toaster. There are no interesting notes.
I love it. Hit him with the hearts. Hit him with that. Everything.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
You're such a cutie, Brian.
I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of fun. I love TCL, boys.
TCL is just such a good time, and thanks to everyone for hanging out and spamming chat with us. Oh my goodness.
Syndra and Nivea matchup.
Mess.
It was pretty safe to say that the Syndra hard smurfed that matchup. Some unfortunate, course of events basically led him to losing that game, but he was up like 30 CS. He caused the Anivia to go the Verdant, and then the Anivia had to go Tier. Like, Anivia built a bunch of items before she was able to even get her first, her lost chapter. And so if that happens, you basically just lack a mid laner.
Yeah, and this is kind of we're gonna always see this consistent battle in the mid lane, especially since both junglers really do like to play around that. And Wally, with this very farm heavy Udyr, if he's going to be able to support his mid laner whenever the Skarner is inevitably going to be in her lane, maybe we'll see he's able to adapt between the first two games of this one.
He is. I am so curious on this Skarner. I will say, paying the QSS tax is really big here. It's going to be big because it's getting that Vayne who has to hit critical mass of a certain amount of items to do what she wants to do, and so having to pay that is going to be big. My big concern is Monkey is so good at this game. He will just prevent the Skarner from being able to reach the Vayne. If that happens, the Vayne kites it out, the Vayne wins the game. That's what I think is going to happen in this game. It's all going to be dependent on whether Skarner can find those early to mid-game pulls onto the carries.
Yeah, I saw a note from one of our analysts that actually they preferred the Thresh into this matchup, but you watch how Monkey had actually played it earlier, or the previous game on the Leona. He played it super peel heavy. He peeled for the Vayne. He was always playing on top of the Vayne. And Leona just brings so much hard CC that he kind of did an effective job of doing what the Skarner, with the Thresh would do anyways. You just don't have that land.
Yeah, completely. I agree with that.
But at the same time, I think we're seeing some really interesting team comps this time from Monkey Brains. We're seeing a lot more pick, a lot of the same type of thing with pick, and I really want to see how Tokemon builds this time. If he's able to build a little bit more effectively, maybe be a little bit more tanky to survive his engages, then I don't know. Maybe Lucian's not going to be able to pop off.
No, and I think, we have seen it. The Lucian has been very strong. I think he's going to be okay in the situation. I will say a tanky Udyr and a tanky Leona, the Lucian typically has a hard time burning through all of that damage.
Exactly.
The hope here, I'm interested to see how the Anivia plays into the Udyr. Because Anivia is one of those champions that in particular excels when you spend the entire game having to run at her. Exactly. Not a lot of champions have that. Anivia certainly does. And that might be the key to how it play against this Udyr. I don't love that they left it up, but it does seem like they have a plan how to play against it.
At the same time, the flip side of that is that Anivia is a type of champion, especially in lane, that she wants to be able to stake out kind of like a small quadrant that she's able to. She's able to place her wall, she's able to place her ult. It makes it very difficult for the enemy team to play specifically in that quadrant. She's not a champion that wants to then back up or move forward away from that. So if they're able to play effectively around that in lane, play effectively around that with this Udyr just running around it maybe, with the chem tank, then maybe all of a sudden the Nivia's life gets much harder.
That's true. If you do if you know how to do the wall and the ult, where you can basically wall off one side of the lane and then you can ult the other side of the lane, and so basically he has to run through the ult if he wants to get to you. You can do that, but most Anivia players that is such a hard thing to do perfectly. That's the
you
frog.
Have to time it. You have a half a second to be able to time
correct.
All of that.
It's like the frog and Smurf Anivia who can do that.
Exactly.
Your average Anivia probably can't make that happen.
Yeah, and not to mention that Udyr is a type of balance state that once he is able to just spam his abilities, get the passive stacks, get the TN tank, it's just really hard to play around, even if you're prepared for it.
Well, here we go. I think we're going to be loading in here. I am saying that this game will be win or loss for the Ching. Going to be going the game in Twitch chat. Let us know, who do you think is going to win this game? Will it be the Chess Club who just found their single game retribution, or will it be Team Monkey Brains who definitely had a very strong win through those first couple games? And I think they were probably having a little bit of fun last one. So here's the question. 3 more games have to be won. Will the Chess Club win this one? Will they go on, win the next one? Tell us in chat.
Absolutely. Once again, we're going to have to see a little bit of a carry on the back of Toasty CG, and I'll take mid. The sole sources of damage if Tokamon doesn't build damage once again. That said, oh my goodness, we're seeing some more internet issues from the side of the Chess Club, and that is really unfortunate for everyone involved.
What are we seeing on the side of the Chess
Some
Club?
internet issues. I believe Wojtek has DC'd.
Going to the new
And,
pause screen.
They're going to have a little bit of pause screen action.
Bovie has
that
been
said-
waiting. Bovie has been waiting for a pause to happen because he really wanted this awesome new pause screen to show up.
And I got to say, I'm a big
I
fan.
kind of am too. I think I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, a little bit of lo-fi Sona.
No, we don't get to play the pause music.
A little bit of heavily. Oh, unfortunately.
All right,
but,
we are here and we are back in game. The pause was short. I think it was a quick little internet reconnecto, but we're in game. This is going to mark game 4 of the series. Once again, TMB wins this one. They take the series. TCC wins this one. They still got to win 2 more afterwards. It's a long road ahead for them, but if they can do it, you know, that last game put them in the right position for it. So let's see how this goes at the start of this game 4.
Brave little toaster's going to follow you until the day you die.
Dude, brave little toaster. Oh, Mama Noel's in chat. Bovie is a rock star.
Nice. Yeah,
There you go.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Mama
The
Knowles,
producer-
yeah, very good. Yeah, Mama knows. Oh my goodness, I'm really trolling here. Mama Knowles knows who the real MVP is here.
All right, so Nar takes the same build. We now know it wasn't trolling, or he accidentally trolled the same thing twice in a row. I don't think that happened, so we're going to call this.
That's a
was
lot
an
of buttons you
intended-
gotta click. You gotta click
Correct.
boots, and then you gotta click buy or double click, I guess, and then you gotta click pink word. And it's a lot of buttons.
I guess what that means is he is not scared of anything that the Cho'Gath is going to do. He doesn't feel like he needs to get some gigantic lead and get that farm up. The Cole would traditionally be taken for that. And as a result, his goal is just to avoid ganks, which is what you can do with those boots. Only reason I don't love the boots, though, is it doesn't give you any HP, any sustain, anything. And so if you get caught on a gank, you're probably going to die more than any other, you know.
I mean, it also just doesn't punish as well. I mean, you solely have to. It's solely like you have to play for skill gap. It doesn't punish as well as Doran's. It doesn't punish as well. It doesn't keep you alive as well as any sort of Doran's item. It just does. Like you're literally just playing because you think you're better. That's like why you would do that.
I'm actually sad. I almost kind of wanted to watch him do the press the attack. Press the attack is a lot of fun on Nar. So is Fleet Footwork because you can chase people down. The grasp is good, but it's a more kind of passive pokey lane style. And you play against a Cho'Gath. Go do something big. Make a play.
Yep, exactly. And that said, I mean, if he's going to go for that split push and build again, the press the attack is absolutely nuts for that extra true damage, especially in lane. But Lucid now going aggressive over onto Monkey, Toasty TG takes half his health. My God.
It's going to be half his health. Dude, Twitch chat is so distracting right now. Help me out.
Oh my God, it's just.
I need to
so
turn it
much.
off.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, where are the mods?
We're mods. Well, you can't out-mod. Yeah, Twitch chat will always be a shit show. Mods can't change that. Good trade here.
Hashtag fine. But that said, really good trade, like you said.
Yeah, good trade there from Toki. Actually, Toki somehow loses out on that. I think that's the problem with the boots, is you do not get any early combat power, and unfortunately...
Yeah, I mean, you're also healing from the Doran's shield, right?
That's a good point, right. If Doran's shield, he still has a pot. Only one more pot here from the Nar, but unfortunately he doesn't have a Doran shield to help him out here.
Yeah, this is a pretty fat wave. That music is going to be kind of in an awkward spot, though, and he's kind of misses a few minions to trade there.
Interestingly, Joa goes for the full clear all the way through his bot side. Now I think he's going to roam up and try to find the Guttle on the other side. Yeah, well, Wally's going to go through and try and find these camps. He's going to realize there's nothing there.
And this is a mistake I've definitely made. Is if you just full clear on the scar and don't give anything for Udyr to be able to take from your jungle, then you have slowed down Udyr's farm for you to be able to catch up. Yeah, you're not going to clear as fast, but Udyr can't take any of your jungle, then there's no way for him to accelerate himself that far past it.
Well, that's exactly it. Funny enough, he's not going to stick around for the Gromp there. Even he's a little bit worried. Got to go back and find. He's going to buy himself a little health crystal. He's going to buy some boots, some little booties.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
really feeling himself.
The starter is invaded. Although I don't think he was actually looking for a camp there.
Yeah, maybe trying to get some eyes onto the Udyr, and he's just going to base.
Yeah, he sure is right here. Skarner is going to rush. It's just like we were talking about with Nocturne the other night. Oftentimes on that Skarner, you just want to sit and farm and get that early level 6 and show up in lane. Sometimes you can do it, right when the enemy laner is turning level 6. It depends how those lanes are going. But there is definitely a way to do it, and I think that's what you want to do on the Skarner here. You can definitely, for sure, show up bot lane before bot lane turns into 6.
Yeah, this wave looks like it's going to be really awkward for using in and out 2 waves, unless Skarner comes in and helps him break this.
That's first blood in the bot lane on the gank. Wally Warp, I believe he comes in through the lane gank. I'm almost positive that's what happens here. Leona goes in, burns the ignite. No flash is burned, actually, on either team.
Yeah, Wally on the lane gank with the flash, not with the flash, just with all that movement speed, walks in, the Leona follow up. Droid goes in to try and help his AD carry, and the first one comes through.
Wally, the flash is going to go through Lucid. Monkey is going to use the flash. It's as if it was used the first time. Luciv says, really, man? That's the best you got?
Yeah, Luciv actually, in that little first play where Droid died, Luciv was the one that got gone on. Droid used this jump to get in, and then he was just succeeding to get back out.
Well, fair enough. Well, it'll just be one kill. We'll go to the Vayne, which is probably the person you want, but that's going to be the flash back in. Luciv still has flash. Luciv.
Luciv should use flash drops.
Yep, Luciv made that is a mistake. Udyr is back. Luciv gonna get taken down here right at the start of the fight.
Droid's dead too.
Yep, if you're gonna go for that, you need to use the flash right there, and I believe that Toasty will be able to get this kill right here.
Oh my god, that's tragic.
Yeah,
and it's looking like low. Just not respecting what happened there. Droid flashing forward, getting the passive onto it, gets condemned away, so he's not able to stack any further. And then when Luciv flashes it in to try and get his passive,
that's gonna be a missed unleash, whatever it's called. Sorry, I think Unleash Power is the ult right there, but the stun is going to be missed there. Thought maybe there was an opportunity, but I'm guessing Wojtek didn't have any cooldowns left.
Right, yeah, and so when Luciv actually flashed to try and get the full Braum passive onto him, the passive rocked right before he was able to proc it, and then it's just an absolute disaster because he then has no mana to follow up, and then it's a dragon, it's 2 kills on Vayne, and it's looking like a really, really tough time.
Well, Luciv, the problem is that Luciv had the flash the entire time. He doesn't want to use it because I think he thinks that he can get there with the dash. The problem is even at that point, like, you need the lane space to be able to finish up the kill. Yeah. And unfortunately, saving that flash looks like it might have prevented them from getting the kill on a monkey right there.
Yeah, and those tier 2 boots on the Vayne is such a huge power spike, and it's really rough that he was able to go back, not just finish that, but also pickaxe. His level 6 is going to be extremely, extremely scary, even into the type of lane like a Lucian Braum.
I can't call out in chat. I can't take this. I can't take this anymore.
Oh man, that's such a tragedy. Yeah.
Zalka chat, but Luciv did not have flash. He flashed forward. That's what I'm saying. He needed to flash forward earlier. The problem is he waited too long to flash. Yeah. Correct. He wanted to save it. He waited too long to flash, and by the time he did flash forward, the Braum passive had already gone off, and he does not get the stun onto him.
Yeah, really, really rough early game, especially for a champion that wants to play early game like the Lucian. Maybe feeling himself a little bit too much after the type of dominance they had in the previous 3 games. Maybe feeling himself a little bit too much and trying to make really hypey plays happen when maybe you just wait for jungler.
Well, on one hand, this isn't that big of a difference. Top lane, obviously, is going to be in the losing lane, but he scales into this gigantic tank. Mid lane, doing a great job. He does buy those early Merc Treads. It's exactly what I think you should do. Really good job there on the item build. And now we're sort of just sitting and trying to figure out what's going to happen mid lane.
But Music's going to have to follow this lane up, and Wally might be there.
Yeah, this is a bad position because this lane is pushing in. Tokemon right here, you do not want to be actually
walk over the. Yeah, he's gonna have to walk over this if he wants to help.
Oh, Wally's gonna stay. He's gonna walk into it. Rook Stout right here does have.
Oh my god! They have no
he
idea.
doesn't realize.
And while he's going to
Oh,
keep the
this
counter.
is so sad.
Oh, he misses
right
the
here.
E too. That's crucial. This you have to abandon this. Why did Wally not just walk through lane? Wally?
I
Wait,
don't know the answer.
you were on a pink ward.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think they are. It's one of those things. You don't want to get these guys are a little scared. They're feeling the nerves. They don't want to make the wrong play, and I think that's what happened there. I think Udyr 100% wins that fight, and you should.
And your top lane's already winning anyways. Like what? You watch the Skarner walk into Tribush, misses E, and then abandon the play. It's just sitting there in the lane. Just go. I'm a little baffled, but no flame. I feel like that could have been an easy double kill for them.
Well, and what I will say, like if you are Wally and you think that your team has the easy mid to late game team fights, you don't really feel like you're like you don't have to go and force those fights. It's not a big deal if you don't have it. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get a 3v3 bot lane with almost some kind of like a double lane gank right here. Wally is showing up, Rook Stout, waiting for these guys to walk up.
Droid's that vision. Yeah, he's kind of holding on the side, trying to play with vision, but that
Wally.
is going to walk forward soon.
The flash is not back up on either bot laner here from the chess club. Wally in great position. He doesn't realize he's actually allowed to walk forward and grab into this bush right here without walking into vision. Trodoite sitting over the wall. If for nothing else, they're wasting a lot of Wally's time. Skarner's going to show up. I almost wish he didn't here because he's looking for the gank. But let's see who's going to be able to take this fight right here.
Q. They're still going to go for it anyways.
In. Wally is over the wall. Who are they going to go for? The TP's going. If they don't have a TP from Cho'Gath, they don't. They have to get out. They have to run. They have to go as fast as they can. Rook Scout going to get stunned. All the damage onto it. If that's the only thing they lose, it's not a big deal. TP for 1 kill. And they're going to cut their losses after that fight.
They get played. The problem is that once again they've lost dragon pressure on the back of this pick.
They did. It's a scary position to be in right here. Your Lucian Braum, which you picked for the scaling, is now down a kill. He is up 14 CS here. It's a good place to be in. He's also down 2 kills. Not the place you want that the enemy Vayne to be in when you've picked this, early game lane winning, bot lane.
Exactly, and I guess something that's got hyperscale. Oh my god.
Oh, right there. All the damage goes on the Void Tech. He actually has the Merc Tread, so he's not going to immediately die. He does get hit. Yeah, Rook Stout's here. I think that right now you have to go on to the Udyr. It's a really hard decision to make on what start.
Oh my god, he pulls him into Void Tech.
He pulls him into Void Tech, but the damage is going to go through. Void Tech will die. They're going to be able to find the return kill right there. But double kill right there from Syndra. That's going to be absolutely disastrous. That was not the right person you wanted to pull right here. Can the Lucian go in and find this damage? A lot of damage right there. It's going to be finished up there, right there by Rook Stout. Rook Stout now going on the Monkey, trying to find all this damage. The ult, he's going to come in from the Lucian right here. Monkey is really nowhere else to go right there. He has to find the stun right here from the Rook Stout E. Questions.
Nice.
Oh, he gets the stun onto him.
The vision.
And they're not able to follow that up.
Isn't going to be quite able to follow up with that last E slow and then the stun following that. But crucially, what ended up happening there is
Tokimon Panda. Music X finding out why that lane sucks a lot for Cho'Gath.
Yeah, really unfortunate so far, especially when your wave is in such a state that it just feels like there's nothing you can really do. But just Lucio always had mana. But in that fight, what ended up happening was Droid was like a split second too late on actually jumping to Void Tech. The Guardian doesn't really block a whole lot. And he isn't able to block any of the Syndra ult with his shield, so Void Tech gets super low and gets tagged very, very early. And then after that, it's kind of a really tough fight, especially when Rook Stout ults the Syndra just continues to pull him into his mid lane.
So that is a really hard decision to make. Unfortunately, he made the wrong decision. But what I think you wanted to do there is you want to ult the Udyr and you want to kite him into topside. Then the Syndra has to chase. Unfortunately, Syndra in good position right here. Monkey is going to go in, find all this DC. Red team has slayed the dragon. Music X and Void Tech on a split fight totally by themselves right here. Void Tech trying to help Music, ultimately not going to be able to do it. The team does have to walk through that Inhibi ult to get through the fight, but it isn't going to matter. They're going to take their kill. They're going to move on, hopefully find some turrets here, and take another W from the side of Team Monkey Brain.
Yeah, the entire time, Music X is just playing back, looking for a TP angle, playing under tower, and TP's in just a tiny bit too late. After that play begins to break out, he's under tower, he's trying to farm out the wave, but isn't in position to be able to do anything until it's
This poor Cho'Gath, down about 50 CS on the enemy Gnar. You're not in a good spot to try and scale through this, I will say that.
Yeah, it's looking really, really rough inside of Chess Club, especially since Vayne has been the beneficiary of all of these kills, pretty much. I mean, yeah, we have a couple of kills on Udyr and Syndra, but Vayne has really gotten a lot of the really key help from around her team.
She has, and he's going to keep scaling through this game. It's just going to get more and more depressing as you go through this game and find out that the Vayne will solo carry through it. Garner is, I like the pick, but you do need to be able to get onto the carries. You know what I guess? I think that Rook Stout might have actually been listening to my early game lecture on getting onto the carries, and he took it a little too seriously, got onto the carry, and pulled him into his team.
Yep, did a great job of holding his team. What happened afterwards might have been a little bit sus, but at the same time, he's doing a great job of
Wojtek caught in the middle of the jungle. Right here, the Herald spawn. He's going to get absolutely one shot. He is gone. This man is not going to have an easy time here.
The tower, yeah.
That's going to be the tower. That's going to be the kill. I'll take mid with the Leander. He's on the Syndra, able to just do so much damage, and he's going to be able to do damage to everyone, including the Cho'Gath. These guys got to find a way to pull this game back.
Absolutely, yeah. But Rook Stout, props where props are due, though. He's still out farming the Scooter, which is really, really crucial. Not making sure he's not falling too far behind, giving the Scooter too much ability and latitude around this game.
Absolutely not here. These guys have to go and they have to find a little bit something, and this game is going to be over soon if they can't go and do it. This is a snowballing lead right here. Luckily,
you're seeing 6 kills on the primary carries of Monkey Brains right here.
You are. I will say, like, against the Vayne, against the short-range carry, the Anivia does really well. You place the ult, you prevent her from getting in, but you have to get the objectives first, and you have to win through objective gameplay. I think that's how you do it if you're the chess club. The Syndra right here looks like she's caught out in the middle of the enemy jungle. She got hooked by something.
Takes the Raptors for a ride. Oh, and is able to finish him off.
She does. She does get out right there. I don't think she got hooked. I saw her losing damage. I'm not sure what it was. But maybe she was just cutting
a little bit of like raptor damage. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of jungle damage there as she was just messing around with Rook Stout as Rook Stout is doing what he can to keep his team afloat, and so is Anivia with the transfer to Bear really does not want to die.
Oh, Music Hack's taken he is just getting bullied. He's down 60 CS now. Yeah, well, he's definitely going to get dove. Well, he's out there. Wow,
just goes Nini though.
If he could have gotten the nom, but unfortunately, honestly, I think the Leon can almost solo kill him right here. He is going to leave. Yep, nice word there. Yeah, gonna leave. Gonna make the smart play. Gonna make sure he doesn't die. Unfortunately, this guy is just getting absolutely wrecked by this Gnar.
Yeah, and they're not even going to be able to respond on the other side of the L. They can respond here. Oh no, and the stun.
He's just gonna get hit by that. Yeah, I think ultimately doesn't matter. He's got.
Oh my god, Dread might have popped it too early. Snitcher might just be able to walk up and go for this still.
I don't think so. I think that he does have the heal. She does not have Ignite, thus she has no access to Grievous Wounds, I believe. That being said, the bot side is coming down looking for the gank in the 3v2. No. And these guys better see it coming because it is not going to be a fun time if they get caught in that 3 versus 2.
Yeah, Wally just set his team up to be able to make these type of rotations, just be around the map, taking as many gold advantages as they can possibly take. Now Luciv has to sit back before this next dragon and make sure that they do not lose this next fight.
Luciv here on the Lucian, he's made it look great some of these games. I do get a little concerned it is not your notorious late game carry. Obviously a good Lucian player can play the game late game. It's not, there are worse 80 carries at scaling. I get concerned. I hope he can find the early
TMF.
The TMF from the dude, Pokemon Panda's just having a great time.
Doesn't care. Yeah, he's up here at the Gnar doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's like looking up experimental Gnar builds on YouTube, and he's like clicking through video. He's like, all right, the board didn't work. On to the next one.
Sunder Tiamat. Oh my god. I don't understand. This guy just wants to do whatever he wants. So far, the rest of the team is kind of letting him do it. I mean, it just has looked that they've lost every single lane so far.
Monkey has found Music X. The man is very tanky, but so is Monkey. He does have to get an ult off before this. The TV's coming up. Rooked out way far forward. Gets absolutely one shot by Team Monkey Bridge. Wally running so fast. Oh man, unfortunately, the Udyr just has so much ability to do what he wants in these games. Now Pokemon has come towards bot side. I think you need to leave this. You don't really have much of a choice. Luciv looking really far forward right there. Pokemon Panda also far forward, but can they find the damage with Wojtek? All of the ult damage is going to go onto Luciv. Luciv is going to get absolutely one-shot by this Syndra. You cannot be that far forward. These guys are playing like they're not 5K down, and it's showing. These guys are going to push the lead. Wojtek here, now going after. Nice little rupture here from the Cho'Gath, but this is not looking good from the Chess Club on this last game.
Hey, Barn. it's so tough to be able to talk about what they're doing, but I think you nailed it perfectly by saying they're playing like they're not 5k down, which they are. Joa going onto the backline, doing what he can to maybe disrupt and kind of like pull them into his team, but it's looking like a 10k difference or cresting it very, very soon. And in that entire fight, Joa just gets absolutely burst down after Music X is in the middle of the team fight, gets CC'd and is forced to flash back out. And then Wally Warp looking like Flash, looking like a super, super disheveled Flash, just running around the enemy team. And Elusive is like kind of zoned into the middle of the way while his team has to play on the other side of the wall. And then after that, the rest of the team collapses. Elusive is in absolute no man's land. Or I shouldn't say even no man's land, that was Monkey Brain's land for sure. And then just dies, and then the rest of the team fight is just going to be lost.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with what Joa did. I'm a big proponent for when you're behind, you try to make plays to put yourself back in the game before you lose too hard. But my problem is, oh man, Rook Stout. Actually, the ult's gonna go down.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, Rook Stout gets one shot. Luckily, they get the return kill. Cut down on Elusive. It's exactly who it needs to go to. I'm gonna say potentially worth it because Elusive needed some gold to get back into this game.
Oh, nice little jump there, but he still gets slowed. Oh, the E. The E was not enough. Man. Yeah,
my problem with that bot fight was that Elusive was like sitting by the enemy turret when there were 5 people at Dragon. You can't be there.
Yeah, I agree. But like he got really zoned by the Udyr there. The Udyr was definitely running around the wall, looking like he was going to do something, so he walked away from his own turret. Probably should have just walked back toward his own turret and let his team help him, but I can understand the thought process. How about like literally I'll take mid just using his combo with one shot at out there.
What? So I thought he used the combo at the start. That's why I called like, well, the combo's gonna go through.
And just one shots him is actually insane. I mean, honestly, you'd think for an ancient being made of like crystal and like unbreakable whatever rocks, you'd think he'd do better against like bouncy balls, but apparently not.
Bouncy balls is exactly what that is here. Tail Lips, what did Tail Lips say in chat here?
Jesus. Oh my god.
It's heartbreaking still. That's a classic. That's a classic copy pasta.
Yeah, right, that's something. That being said,
the early Void
Staff unstoppable.
He is. The early Void Staff, really strong. You'll see it oftentimes when you are playing into these tanks. No matter how much magic resist you build with the gold that you have, it will never outdo the damage from I'll Take Mid here. We just saw it on the full tank counter. None of it mattered. I'll Take Mid just chews through it, and even though he does die by the end of it because he didn't pay the QSS tax, he will die.
And then we got another treat for both. Be here. Back to the pause screen we go. I can check in to see what exactly the problem is. But yeah, exactly. You have to wonder, maybe the gold diff is enough that you just don't care about paying the tax? I don't know. I mean, maybe you should. Maybe you can't play it that disrespectfully. But we're looking at a 10k gold difference in 22 minutes. And maybe we'll see the same situation happen as we saw in the previous games where the winning team early ends up losing the game, but I don't know. It's going to take some serious work for both teams to be able to throw away this kind of lead.
No, it will. That's the thing is you're fine taking those 1-for-1s because at the end of the day, the rest of your team will beat up on them and win those fights, even if you get caught and die at the start of it. Like this team, Monkey Brain's team, is just so freaking strong right now. The Gnar, 193 CS, actually the most CS in the game. I would hope so. Yeah, it is a free lane. He has 70 CS up. I can't wait to look at the gold after this. I'll take mid with 6 kills. Yeah, even on farm, but it's not going to matter. I still bet he's, 2.5 gold up or 2.5k up just by himself. And Toasty here with the shutdown, with the 3 kills. These guys are just absolutely smurfing. Looks like we're back in game here, so we'll get this right back for the stream. But let's see what happens here.
We're seeing some troll messages coming through chat, but it's all in good fun. That said, Monkey Brains just have control of the entire map, and that's when Udyr really shines. He moves so fast, right? When you have the control of the entire map, you can be around the entire map as Udyr. The entire map is your ulster.
I'm going to say, and I know that the chess club is going to disagree with this, I'm not going to make it this reductionist. At the end of the day, the one game they won was the one game they didn't give Udyr.
I mean,
yeah, to do whatever he wants. He's going around. He's perma farming. He's stealing camps. He's able to get the CC onto people, and like, I think like it's not the fact that he's like, it's not like he's going and making all the plays happen. It's the fact that you can't punish him in any capacity for going where he wants. And usually, Rook Stout, when he's playing these TC jugglers, needs someone they can actually punish. We're going to see if he's punished right here. Waldenwarp gonna flash out. They've committed a little bit for this. Tokimon looking for the ult right here. Luciv on the backside. Big ult! 4 people from Tokimon Panda on the north. That's going to be an impressive team fight. He has gone through, he's found the ult. This could be the end of the game. It could be that quick. They have found 4 people on that ult and went through for the team fight win. Tokimon Panda with an incredible play for Team Monkey Brains here.
Yeah, really tough way for Luciv to be able to get into that fight. Was forced to ult over the wall, and they do not have enough damage to kill mid before he comes out of the Skarner ult and presses Anya. Now they're all funneled into that little choke there, and Tokimon goes into the backline, gets a 4-man ult followed by 5. Oh wait, actually. Before that even, then his W stun onto Lucian to set up a 5-man stun from Outtake mid. And after that fight is just doomed.
These guys are down a lot of gold. Oh, that's the Gnar ult. If there's a chance, I believe it's right now.
Flash Q.
Flash Q right there from Droid08. Gonna take the TP, is coming down. They're 12k down, but can they change the kill? Needs to come down. It's gonna go down. Toasty TG now gonna get caught. That's gonna be a big shutdown for Music X. Probably, honestly, I'm going to say the person they wanted on. I know that sounds counterintuitive. Music X is so far behind. This man needs to be tanky. That shutdown's going to be a big part of it. They were down 12k, and now, well,
it almost has ult again.
Game, but
yeah, it doesn't quite have the mana to do a whole lot, but
now 10.5k.
10.5k against an Ocean Soul that Udyr was just able to solo there while the rest of his team was dying, and yeah, I don't know how Lucian's supposed to be able to play this game. They want to play in chokes with this Anivia, as they were able to show there. Skarner ulting could pick on Outtake mid. QSS tax now being paid by Toasty, and it's gone from uphill to near vertical. I mean, like, it looks like Chess Club is staring up the face of El Cap here, trying to free solo it. It's pretty crazy.
And right here, this still could mark the end of the game right here. The priority is still there, despite a couple shutdowns. Unfortunately, the Cho'Gath, even after the shutdown, not able to find any kind of tank stats or anything. Still has 2 items. Tokimon's huge. The Udyr is huge. The Syndra is mega gigantic. That is 3 items into this game, while the enemy mid lane is at 1.5. I don't know if I see a gigantic path back into this game unless they're able to find the same kind of pick that they found at the start of that fight.
They have to make a vision play with the Skarner as well, but they have no means of actually pushing forward their vision line. Look at how Monkey Brains is playing. They're playing inside the top side blue. No Tokimon's going mega under the turret.
He doesn't care. He's not scared. He's got the Hydra, the Titanic Hydra. He's just building whatever he wants at this point. He's literally like looking at the bruiser items and picking a new one. Rook Stout wants it. They want to make a play. The Syndra's bot side. Unfortunately, the Syndra has TP and your Anivia doesn't, so I don't think you actually want to be going and finding those plays unless you find the perfect pick onto the enemy Vayne, who has QSS, so really it's got to be maybe the Mini-Gnar?
Yeah, and they're really paying the price for, I hate to say it, those 3 early kills they gave up in their bot lane. Luciv and Droid having like a bad 2v2, that happens. You got ganked, but then you cannot walk into that once Udyr just goes back into his jungle, farm again, and then give up another 2 kills.
Give up another 2 kills here. Well, this team is going to be looking to find this Baron when it comes up. It is up in 20 seconds. This is going to be big, and if this Baron gets taken, I will tell you, I do believe this will be the end of the TCL season, of TCL Season 2, with the victors of Team Monkey Brains. Let's see if they'll be able to take it. It has spawned. Syndra's still sitting bot side. Unfortunately, the Anivia has to sit there to match her. It's very unfortunate because the Syndra has TP and the Anivia doesn't. And I could guarantee you that she is going to be getting ready to take this TP if she needs to, and it's going to be caught in the 5v4. I don't see much else happening here for the Chess Club. They're not going to be in a good position. Right here, the ult is going to go in. Leona is in. Music X is already dead at the very start of the fight. Luciv is trying to get out of this fight, trying to get away from it. They're just going to front the back. And now Rook Stout is down. Droid8 is down. Going to get absolutely one shot. Was literally half HP. Syndra has TP'd into the base. Syndra into the base after TP. We didn't even see the kill onto the Anivia. I believe This is going to be the end of the TCL Season 2 if they can finish it up. Lucid trying to find the fight, trying to be the hero that his team needs. Unfortunately, on the last game of TCL Season 2, we are going to get the Riot Games League of Legends Spectator bug. That's how we know that is the end of the game. That will mark the end of TCL Season 2 and the victors of Team Monkey Brains.
Absolutely. We are here to crown a victor, and crown a victor we did in a decisive game. Oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. We were able to see Team Monkey Brains come out with a huge lane lead and transition that into clean objectives, clean team fight.
Clean team fighting, indeed. Some of the early game plays looked kind of decent from the team at the Chess Club. Ultimately didn't matter because these guys are clean. Look at that Syndra damage compared to the Anivia damage. She did
Disgusting.
3 times as much damage, actually more than the Anivia did. That is
we've seen that
kingdom.
performance consistently every single game this series out of I'll Take Mid. He has looked absolutely nuts and smurfed on both Victor, smurfed on Syndra. In all 4 games, he has looked like an absolute highlight. And I wanted to say, Abar, and I was worried when you were calling that Baron fight that you were trying to take some of that poultry power for yourself and count your eggs before they hatch. But it ended up, they just were proving you right. Absolutely steamrolled that fight. Vayne just free firing the entire time. Nar securing those kills. And meanwhile, bot lane, Syndra sitting in that little pixel brush in the bot lane and just 100-0ing Anivia through her passive.
So right here, I got a good idea from Monkey right here. He has asked if we can do a full team interview because it's the finals of TCL. Get the whole team in there as a prize for winning. What do you think?
I'm so down for that. I'd love to hear all of their opinions, all of their different perspectives on how that last series went. In particular, the one game that they dropped, which we might gloss over, we might go into in deep detail. But I think all 5 of the members of Team Monkey Brains really looking like they got a lot to show.
They did. All right, we're going to talk to the captain first. Let's all keep it a little bit real. We got the entire Team Monkey Brains in chat here. Mr. I'll Take Mid, you are the captain of this winning team who has just won TCL Season 2 in a grand finals in an incredible match. How do you feel right now?
Let's go!
Oh my god, my ears.
My ears and everyone in chat. That was in a fantastic couple games. I gotta ask, despite all of that butt beating, am I allowed to say the A word? Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. After all of that, what happened game 3?
Yeah.
I gave him Kaisa. That's my bad.
a little bit of a questionable draft. The Nar finished the Bork despite having died a bunch of times. I gotta say, by the way, my next question is for you, Toasty. I felt like in those last 2 games you were just like random choosing between bruiser item builds in the bruiser tab. Talk me through what you were building on Nar. Toki.
Okay, so yeah, I think we can all agree that the Bork was a bit troll, a bit of an in. Just feeling myself a little bit too much at that point. Didn't really pay attention to the fact. I don't know what the what Lucid's scoreline was at the point where I finished that. Might be like 11-0 or something. Had no idea. Wasn't looking around. Didn't pay attention to the rest of the map, the game state.
I mean, you're tough.
Terrible building. The Titanic Hydra though is actually something I've been trying out a bunch on my own. And specifically, like, I had that in mind for Music X because I knew he had this strategy of when he would just abuse my inability to sit still and like let a wave play out the way that it should, and just so he was freezing me out just abusively, and it was awful. And I knew it was going to happen, so I had this plan in mind to take the Titanic Hydra, which would give me like a significant amount of wave push while still being pretty beefy. And it's what I should have built the game 3, but I really feeling that Bork.
Well, I think you played a great game. Next question's for Toasty. Toasty, the constant storyline between TCL Season 1 and TCL Season 2 was the story of Luciv versus Toasty. We haven't really been able to see that story play out. And here we are today. What do you have to say about that rivalry? How do you think he played? How do you think you played? And ultimately, who do you think is the better ADC?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. Like, I got absolutely destroyed in lane almost all those games except the final one. But in the end, I guess I'm just a better AD.
Holy.
If this guy gets Kaiser one game and he actually does stuff, it's incredible. But I gotta be honest with you. I'm just so thankful for everyone tuning in. I've played League of Legends competitively for 3 years and I've never actually brought a tournament home. So
Hey,
we're proud of you, Toasty.
Yeah, we're so proud of you, and hey, you did it. And if we did a little bit of a word search down here in the chat, I'll bet you a lot of money. All of your prize winnings that you're the name that popped up the most.
Everyone was talking about Toasty TG. You should feel so good about that win. Pulling it through with your team. You guys worked so hard this season. We're proud of you, Toasty. Mama Knowles is here. I know the SUNY Canton whole squad is here. We had like 74 concurrent viewers at the end of that stream, the most the TCL has ever had, and they saw you beating the crap out of the chess club. You got to feel really good about that.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supports me day in and day out. My mom, Casey, Corbin, Jake, Andrew, Mike, like all of you guys. I couldn't have done it without you people behind my back every single day, giving me the juice and reminding me it's Bot Kingdom, so thank you.
Well, you are juice.
I absolutely love it. Yeah, and you'll always be our brave little toaster, and Twitch chat's brave little toaster moving forward.
Absolutely, thank you.
You were so good, Toasty. You played amazing. Monkey, we got to bring it to you right now. You've been calling out these drafts. You are one of the two in the Bot Kingdom. You've been kind of leading this team along with I'll Take Mid, and I'd be remiss if we didn't get your opinion on how that series went.
We didn't want to make it 3-0. Game we lost. We just felt like we stuff.
Oh my gosh.
It went bad, let's say that. I think Eli carried me, not gonna lie, throughout the games. It was an off day for sure.
Off day, off whole series. Holy.
I think those mean the same thing, Mr. I'll Take Mid.
I would like to say also that
I'm really upset I never got to play Vayne. I just need to throw that out there.
I saw you practicing it. I was trying to hint at a little bit of a little top lane pocket pick, especially once we saw the Ornn kept getting early locked in, but really sad that it didn't come to pass.
Monkey's a bug, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to win.
I'm trying to win.
Folks, before we leave this interview, we got to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, Wally Warp. 3 Udyr games.
Oh my god.
3 Udyr wins.
He hates me after this.
Did you call that, Toasty?
Yeah.
Did you call for that pick?
I was the one.
We all did.
I was the one who told him to play Udyr, and the message
game.
I get back in DMs was not very PG-13. So.
Well, I'm going to quickly say I do think that the chess club was trolling by not banning Udyr every single game. They're looking at it for the wrong reason. The reason you banned the Udyr is because it's unpunishable, and you showed it those games. How did you feel for that? Did you feel like you had the right control over the game, and ultimately, do you feel like your play helped lead to a Team Monkey Brains victory?
I was kind of bored. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate Udyr so much.
Just to be clear, not because of the enemies, but because of the Udyr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, the amount of times that I got caught and then just was able to skirt away with like 150 health was friggin' stupid. I hope Riot just breaks the champion eventually when they rework it.
Yeah.
That's why you can't leave Udyr up ever.
Chem tank plus phase rush. Your legs were moving so fast. I actually thought you were like a little spider or something like that, just zipping across the rift. Is disgusting.
But yeah, no. For this whole last week, I kept being like, "Come on, guys, we should come up with something fun for this series here, like something they haven't seen us play yet." And
He busted out the cane.
But freaking.
Unfortunately, our schedules didn't really allow for us to get on and all practice together some things that we would have liked to bring onto the Rift, but decided was a little bit too high risk. Without having a few chances to get under our belt.
Yeah. Low-key on the cane too, not the best pick when it's the nail biter for the enemy team because they played so passive. I unironically got an 18-minute form in that game.
You did.
that was great.
So this is going to go back to the team captain. I'll take Mid himself. At the end of the day, you won the finals. Do you feel like that the chess club was an admirable team, admirable opponent. They played well. It was a good finals. What do you have to say to your opponent after that great series we just watched?
No, I mean, it wasn't. They made it a challenge, of course. Of course, Bearman had to build a lot of MR so I can point click them a lot of times. And then had the Ramus in my.
He was all over you, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was gonna say a
Rick
word.
was in your lane a
Yeah.
lot, I gotta say.
But no, it was fun. I mean, they did make it a challenge. I mean, it wasn't like a clean wipe. So, thank you.
Okay. AI Box, any more questions before we log off?
Just one. How does it feel to be the victors?
It was great.
Incredible.
Let's go!
Let's go.
And that's what we love to hear.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for the interview. We're going to be logging you off this Discord right here. What an awesome, awesome series that we got to watch there, Mr. AI Box.
Yeah, I feel like we couldn't have asked for anything more. That was such an explosive finish, such an exciting finish, and I really feel like we were able to broadcast the best that TCL has to offer.
That was Team Monkey Brains. I will say, and I'm not. I did love my TSS 3 team season 1. I thought we were great. What I will say is Team Monkey Brains looking really scary. Really, really scary, and potentially the best ever team in TCL that we just saw tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us, spending time on the stream, being a part of this. We had record viewers tonight by absolute far. So thank you all who tuned in. Stay tuned. TCL Season 3, a couple months away, but we'll be back with some more action. Give it a couple months, a little bit of time. We'll be back for this. Thank you so much. AI Box, any departing thoughts?
Just huge thanks to all of the viewers. You are really just what makes Twitch chat so lively. Huge thanks to all of the participating players, and huge thanks to the production team, especially Lost in the Sauce, Bobolini himself on production today. And thank you for everyone that makes it tick, and thank you, Avarn, for making this all possible.
Indeed. All right, we're going to transition off. Thank you, and have a great night.